All right, welcome back. Episode 4 of Midwestern Propaganda. I am your host, Joe, with our other hosts.
Cramer.
Evan.
It is great to be here. It is great to be back. We are very excited to hop in. It's been a great week, I think, in Southwest Michigan. I think we've had some good weather. Things are finally looking up. I feel like summer is finally around the corner.
Yeah. Just gotta get over that hurdle of rain we got, like a shitload of that just now. But
yeah, 90s next week.
I think
now.
tornado season's pretty much up, right? I think it's gotta be at this point.
I don't know. Tornado season never really fucks with us too much, though.
No.
Except for unless you're...
I mean, people
1980
like lose
in.
power, so I guess it kind of fucks with all of us. But yeah.
Actually, I shouldn't even say that, though. Like some bullshit.
Oh, we got like hell tornadoes.
Yeah, like
Yeah, just recently.
Yeah, like not too long ago.
It ripped off the building. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, enough of us doxing ourselves.
Yeah. Cut it out.
Yeah, let's just jump straight in. So, as you all know, favorite segment of the week, I'm sure, is the news. So let's jump right in. We've got some important
Exciting.
stuff to talk about.
I don't know
First
how to-
off,
Oh shit.
everyone's favorite artists, Jelly Roll and Taylor Swift. Now, I put this in here for two reasons. Actually, one reason. It's really a tale of two cities here. One is getting a divorce, and one is everybody is rumored now. They're getting married. Her and Travis Kelce, the Chiefs tight end. You know,
Yeah.
you
Wait,
guys are
what?
familiar. You know, Travis Kelce, the Chiefs tight
Yeah, I
end.
know. Yeah.
The
What
Kansas City Chiefs.
What's going on with this?
Jelly Roll got divorced.
Oh,
I know, this
I
picture's
said the
unrelated.
fucking Taylor
I just-
Swift.
I
I was like,
just-
they weren't fucking together.
No, I found a picture. No.
I was like, what
He's
the
divorcing
fuck?
his wife or whatever. I found a picture of them together, which just worked out. I was gonna do two pictures. But
Oh, so you combine the two news stories into a single
Exactly,
photo. I see what
yeah.
you're doing now. Okay, I was
So
confused
again,
as fuck. I was like, why is Jelly Roll getting divorced with Taylor Swift?
no,
Like,
it's two sides of the same coin. Though,
Okay,
is what I'm saying.
I see,
Yeah. So
yeah,
one's
yeah.
getting divorced. So Jelly Roll's getting divorced from his wife.
Is that pre-weight loss or
This is pre-weight loss.
this is pre-weight
This
loss?
is mid-weight loss.
I didn't know when
think,
these
actually.
photos taken.
He was a big fucking dude. I think actually he had lost some weight at this point.
Okay.
And
So
then Taylor
in
Swift,
the
of course,
process. Okay.
Taylor Swift's pushing
good for
like
him.
450 probably in this photo.
450. Yeah.
Yeah.
Centigrams.
Jelly Roll's gonna show up like The Graduate, like stop their wedding, be like, Taylor Swift, please.
Yeah. Wait. I
I
actually,
object,
I'm
like Shrek.
divorcing my wife
I
for you.
object.
Yeah. Pretty crazy.
You
So
can't
he's-
marry this dwarf.
Him and his high-end escort wife, as my mom said one time.
Oh.
That's
And
what-
she wouldn't say because she used to be a prostitute.
Oh,
I guess,
Kate
but-
Winslet was his wife?
Kate Winslet. What the fuck are you talking about?
Did you not just say Kate Winslet?
No.
high-end escort.
Nah, bro. What are you talking about, dude? All right, hold on. Everybody, slow down. Jelly Roll is married to a former prostitute.
Okay.
Okay, but my mom, my mom is like this joke. Well, it's not a joke at all. I just laugh. But she said instead
funny.
of saying prostitute because she's like trying to be
Hi,
nice,
yeah.
she'll be like she was a high-end escort.
Okay.
That's what she says.
A sex worker.
Dials down the
Yeah,
the
it's pretty.
bluntness.
It makes it sound
Yeah,
cool.
yeah,
You know, it makes it
okay.
sound like it's like badass, like she was swindling people. Anyway, and so they got divorced, or they are getting divorced. But then Taylor Swift, apparently, there's like a bunch of talk about around New York right now. But apparently, they're like sectioning off next month. I think like a whole weekend in New York where they're expecting like what they said is like a parade, but they won't specify what it is.
Oh.
And then Madison Square
very-
Garden is like it got like booked out, so they're pretty sure they're
So they
getting
think
married.
they fucking like doing like some big public event
almost
down
certainly.
in New York.
Almost certain.
That's crazy. It was like the fucking I think it was like an Egyptian couple or like I can't remember where. Maybe it was like
Oh.
a Balkan couple. They like rented out the pyramids for like their wedding and shit. Like for the entire day. Like it was
the
only
fuck do
their
you do
event.
that? Is that
It's like what the
legal?
yeah, I don't know. It's like
Yeah.
that's what I'm trying to figure out. It's like how the fuck do you just like take out Madison Square Garden for like a private
Imagine being like
it's not a venue.
Imagine being like wasted and then you like stumble into the like the wrong side of a pyramid.
Yeah,
and
and
you
you
get
get
fucking
turned
eaten
into a
by
fucking
scarabs.
hors
dude.
d'oeuvre.
You're on the wrong side of this pyramid, boy.
Yeah, there's a bunch of fucking. There's like a bunch of New Jersey Italians with baseball bats.
They built the
This is our
pyramids.
pyramid. All right, moving on.
Interesting. Okay.
Toy Story 5.
What the fuck?
Thoughts?
I haven't seen the fourth one.
I don't
so
think I have either.
Fuck the fourth one. I don't know. I never saw
What's
it.
the fourth one?
The thing is that this shit should have ended after 3. That was when they said it was the last Toy Story. They got
Yeah.
everybody to cry in the theater. They almost killed like 5 of the characters. Did you guys see that one?
Yeah.
No,
They almost
it's
killed
a long
like
time I
fucking.
probably
The
did,
characters
but-
almost died. They like somehow got incinerated.
Oh, is that the one with like the fucking they're burning up all the toys?
yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
Oh, and like fucking what's the guy that's basically Darth Vader in Toy Story? He like comes back or whatever for that.
Zorg or some shit.
Zorg, yeah,
Yeah.
that's it, Zorg.
Yeah, I don't know, but apparently they got a 5th one now.
Interesting. Who? I mean, it's Disney. They're gonna keep making them.
I know.
I heard it's about like fighting iPad kids.
Is that real?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it's the good fight.
So the
then.
Toy
Maybe
Stories
yeah.
are just like fucking like stabbing like iPads and shit, like taking.
They're unplugging
They're the little
shit at night.
gnomes in your computers.
They're
just, like,
unplugging
taking
the
shit out.
fucking chargers at night.
Yeah.
They're like, my iPad's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck.
That'd be
That's
kinda
so
cool,
sad.
actually.
I already know
Um,
that they got Fortnite skins that like guarantee you
Oh.
fucking Wood and Buzzy.
Yeah.
Or Woody and Buzz.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
Wood and Buzzy.
I'm more interested in Shrek 5. Probably I'd have to say.
Yeah, is that real?
Yeah, Shrek 5's really, really confirmed. I thought.
Wow, holy shit.
Because I think Shrek 4 was done with Rumpelstiltskin, and like they blow up the goose at the end and like make him dance on her grave. Basically,
never watched that
That
shit.
shit is so fucking crazy. Dude.
I never watched that shit.
I
The
thought it was
Shreks are
all
fucking
ogre.
batshit.
Yeah, dude.
It is not all ogre.
No, that's the great thing about Shrek. See,
Mike
Shrek,
Myers just keeps coming back, dude.
I'd be happy for Shrek to come back.
Is that a fucking Tool album?
These are some low res. It looks like a Tool album, but it's not. I
fuck?
promise. I just wanted to. There's some new music releases that got released that I thought were
Oh.
interesting, so I wanted to highlight them. Starting top left, Olivia Rodrigo.
Okay.
I listened once. It was all right. I think it's decent. The one in the center, I think we had talked about a little bit. Maybe you had mentioned it a little bit last week, Cramer. But Sublime dropped new music with the son of the old singer who died.
Is that the son?
That's
Yeah, he's in heaven.
he's pretty fucked up. Yeah, he's actually like an
being.
animatronic. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
17,000
actually
eyes.
more fucked up than the dead guy who because they were gonna try. That's what their original plan was. They tried to electrocute his grave to get him to rise up, but instead
That's fucking awesome.
Instead, they got his animatronic son.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's Sublime, and then Modest Mouse bottom left, which apparently is
I don't know.
decent.
Modest was still releasing.
I know, dude. Yeah, I won't get into it. But anyway, Vince Staples dropped something new too, which apparently is very good. I don't know.
I listened to that.
Oh, was it good?
It's interesting, because it like samples a lot of like indie, or not samples, but it's a lot of like indie like bass sonics that he's rapping over. Which is like, yeah, it sounds cool. But I don't know. It's like, is it the most hood thing ever? I don't know. Probably not.
That's what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Out of Vince. Yeah.
Well, not necessarily Vince, but
No,
rap.
yeah, I know that Detroit shit.
Yeah.
And then Death Cab for Cutie, which I'm a big fan of, and that album was pretty good. I listened to it. And then Converge.
That's the one with the mushrooms, or whatever the fuck.
No, that's the one with just the circle.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, this one's the Modest right here.
No, Modest is all the way down.
Oh,
here.
what the fuck? The shroom one.
Sorry,
Oh,
sorry. I know
okay.
there's not.
Yeah, I
like,
thought you were going left
shit
to.
is-
I thought you were reading like an American.
I should have.
left
Yeah,
to right,
I should
but
have.
You're doing,
I was doing. I did some Hebrew.
Yeah,
shit,
you're doing
right?
some
So I
Hebrew
went
bullshit.
backwards, yeah.
I couldn't follow. Okay.
Yeah. So anyway,
Interesting. The fuck?
this was a cool.
This is a
one.
new
I thought
bat
you'd like this
species?
one.
What the
I
fuck?
thought you'd
Was
like
it a
this one.
fish?
Yeah. So they discovered a new fish in like fucking Brazil,
Of course it's in Brazil.
and it's called a ghost fish or some shit. And the thing that fucked me up about when I was researching this was that apparently this is like the 5th ghost fish they've discovered, which I don't even know what the fuck that means. And they just found this one. There was like 5 of them just like chilling.
Are they all in Brazil? The
I don't
ghost
know if
fish.
I don't think they're all in Brazil, but they found them like in the ocean.
Are these
like,
things like tiny? Like how big we talking?
Bro, I'm not gonna lie to you. I have no fucking idea. You know what? I chose this picture because it looks like if you like go back to like old Bethesda games, this looks like concept art for like
Oh,
Morrowind.
for some creature.
It looks like some
Yeah,
fucked
yeah.
up concept
It
art.
does look
so.
like game concept art.
Doesn't it?
Art, yeah.
The way that it's framed
Yeah,
looks
it's
like concept
space
art.
2 out, like a blow up image of the face and shit.
Yeah.
So
So they did like fucking concept art of this.
I wonder if it's like super
nutsack
tiny,
fish.
and that's why it looks kind of like blurry and shit. And like,
Dude, it looks like a-
nutsack skin, like you're saying.
Yeah, it literally looks like a ball sack.
I like his mouth. It looks like a fucking beak almost. I don't know what the fuck that is. That shit's crazy.
How does it eat? Like, what the fuck's it doing?
I don't know. Maybe it slurps up sloppy seconds.
What a bastard.
Dig.
Yeah.
Yeah,
maybe.
probably. That you see that
A
makes
digger?
sense. It's basically a post hole digger.
Postal digger.
So they were like investigating like the Oliver Tree thing. They were like, "What is this in
Yeah,
the
like,
water?"
What the fuck is that?
Yeah. What the? Yeah.
They thought it was like They,
Oliver Tree.
they
created
thought
this
somebody from the
when he
national
died.
team got lost. They were like, "What the fuck happened?" Yeah, they thought it was somebody in a
It
swimsuit.
does look like an alien.
Yeah. Anyway,
That shit's
So,
wild.
Ghost
a
fish.
New ghost fish.
The
Oh,
heartbreaking news. Heartbreaking news.
The green M&M died.
Basically, they're M&Ms in a quote in a way to quote make America healthy again, according to our friend of the pod. What's that guy's
RFK
fucking name?
Jr.?
RFK. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Friend of the pod
Yeah. See him on the regular.
on the reg, but they're banning 2 of the colors.
Not the red one.
No, I think it. Dude,
Please
you know
tell
what's
me
funny
red
about
that
this
40
though?
stays.
The fucked up thing about this is I totally forgot which colors it was, so that kind of defeats the point of putting this in here. But I know one of them was the brown one, and it's like, who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
What
You're
was
telling me
I
the
want to know what was in the
shit-colored
brown one that made it fucking
Yeah.
health.
You telling me the shit colored one
Like,
is the one that's
problematic.
bad for you?
Yeah.
I can eat fucking powder blue, but the brown one's bad for me.
The chocolate colored one.
Yeah. That's like
What
what
the fuck? Dude,
Well, wait. What's missing here?
what do you mean?
So we got blue, red, orange, green, brown.
I don't know, man.
Wasn't? Oh no,
No,
yellow's
I don't
there
think this
too. No, they're
picture
all
has
there.
any relevance to any
Those
of
are
this.
also
I just
peanut
googled
M&Ms.
M&Ms for this picture.
Oh, damn.
And I did like the sultry look that both these guys have on their face.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say they were getting rid of like peanut M&Ms, and I was like, I
Oh,
feel like that
yeah.
would be healthier.
Yeah.
Because it has a peanut in it.
Dude,
No, peanuts, they are
those
healthier.
ones are like deceiving because if you like, if you're someone that keeps M&Ms for like maybe longer than you should, like you buy them in bulk, the peanut M&M ones go bad quick.
Yeah, because they rot.
So it's like, you'll like fucking eat like a handful of them and you're like, what the fuck? This is foul.
Yeah, they do taste ball sacky.
So I could see that maybe being a factor, but I don't know. Brown's whack.
The peanut M&Ms are elite, though, if we're being real.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're good. I just had peanut butter mini M&Ms. Those are like
good?
yeah, they're like really good. I don't know if they just started making them, but they're like the mini kinds, but
Yeah.
they jam peanut butter in them somehow too.
I've been seeing minis around. I had
So-
mini Skittles. You had those?
No, I have not.
It's kind of a
Only the gummies I've had.
it's like a twink experience. It's like
A
it's just a
twink
weird thing to do to eat
Eat a mini version of something.
a mini version of like candy that's already perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
You know
like
what I mean?
taking poppers.
It's exactly like taking poppers. Actually. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
A twink
I've been
experience.
into my next news segment, poppers. No, I'm just kidding.
Interesting news.
Yeah, very interesting news. So, Evan,
Yes.
Take of the week.
So it's my turn for take of the week this
It
week. I
is,
got
yeah.
something that I think all of us are at least passionate about and care about here. And it's a bit of a two-headed snake actually, because it's kind of hard to say one take without the other. So I guess the first part of the take is I think that Henry Ford is the most important historical American figure since George Washington. That's the first part of it. I think that's the case. The second part is I think that the rise and collapse of Detroit is the most important historical event in American history. I was originally going to say since World War II, but I've done research for this, and I'm actually going to say since the Civil War. I think the rise and collapse of Detroit is the most important historical event since the Civil War in American history.
oh,
So that's fucking out there, but like as Michigan men, this is something that's probably deeply passionate, to us. So I guess we can dive into sort of where I'm coming from with this. So as I'm sure most of our viewers probably know from the Midwest, you guys all know, Henry Ford is like an absolute goat. This dude like completely built up Detroit, from scratch essentially, and turned it into an absolute economic powerhouse. And basically turned it into the wealthiest place on planet Earth for like maybe about 15 years there before shit hit the fan. So yeah, Henry Ford. Some quick details. I just printed out some quick facts and shit. So he was born July 30th, 1863, and he died April 7th, 1947. So for those of you who do not know Henry Ford, I assume most of you guys do, but basically he was the big auto guru that essentially reinvented the production line for how you assemble parts, and it completely revitalized the entire way the industry worked. Because beforehand things would take multiple days, potentially even years, to manufacture like a car, because it was like a very highly selective, highly skilled thing that one person would bounce around and do all the different stuff. But with the assembly line, he was basically able to turn out a Model T car every 24 seconds from his factories, which is fucking insane. Every 24 seconds, you're getting a new standard of the line of the time, basically brand new car. Every 24 seconds, he was turning one out. So Henry Ford builds up Detroit, and a lot of people at the time had split feelings about Henry Ford, largely in part due to his $5 a day minimum wage that he instituted back in 1914. And so there were a lot of people like, oh, he's a socialist. And a lot of people were like, oh, he's way too friendly on the capitalist side of things because he's paying his workers too much, So it's like he was getting a lot of heat from both sides here. I guess maybe more so the extremes on it, but it was a great opportunity for the actual workers. And it really kicked off like the absolutely batshit migration in Detroit, and like everybody was moving to this place. I think at peak pop, I think Detroit was just about 2 million people in the city.
1.8, I think.
Yeah, so it's like it basically all started with that, because he was basically instituting this thing where you could make a shitload of money. And I actually did some math here to basically convert this to modern day. So $5 a day, minimum wage. What do you think that would be equivalent to today?
What year was that?
1914. So
Jesus.
over 100 years ago.
I'll take a shot in the dark and say 30. I know it's higher.
$30 a
but
day?
yeah.
Oh,
Or not $30 an hour. I was thinking $30 an hour. Let's see. How much is that a day?
Oh, $30 an hour.
Times
Okay,
8. 240.
Yeah.
240?
Yeah.
That's a little high.
Is it-
But you're not far. But you're not far. You're not far.
Okay.
So, but the thing is, so the $5 a day in 1914 converted. This is from the government's inflation calculator, or whatever the fuck. I personally don't think it's that accurate, because it basically how it averages things is not exactly accurate. But anyways, it converts to, based off that calculator, $167 and 56 cents, $167.56 today, which is about a $44,000 salary. This is a minimum wage factory line workers income at the time, would be $44,000. which is actually quite good for our standards, of today, for like a very minimum wage worker. And so I did a little bit of math about the cost of the Model Ts. So in 1927, which is a little bit after 1914, the Model T cost $290 to make or to buy. Excuse me,
Holy shit!
$290, which is only 22% of the yearly pay of a minimum wage factory worker at the Ford Auto Company. So you could essentially buy 4, maybe 5 Model Ts off of the minimum wage of a factory worker
Damn.
at the Ford Motor Company.
That's
which is
wild.
fucking insane. Like the equivalent of a Model T today would probably be like your Honda Civics, right? Maybe like an Accord. Like you're just like maybe $20,000, $22,000 brand new car.
Yeah.
I can't fucking buy 4 or 5 of those with my income at this point in time. So this is like fucking insane, and that's why I don't agree with the inflation number that they're saying of $167. Because if I could buy fucking 5 Model Ts with that income at a minimum wage, like that's fucking exponentially better than what we've got going on right now as far as that. So yeah, Ford is like an absolute goat in terms of making things affordable and paying fair wages to his employees to the point where everybody wanted a slice of the pie, right? So people are migrating to Detroit like crazy. So I guess we're gonna start getting into sort of some of the things where maybe the cracks started forming, I guess, in Henry Ford's legacy in Detroit. So Henry Ford, as for those who know, or maybe for those who don't know, I guess I should say, he did not want the company to be publicly owned. Henry Ford, not originally, he didn't own everything. He got some investors, but very quickly on, I think it was like in 1921 or something like that, he ended up buying all of the shares from the investors off. So it was completely privately owned by him. So he didn't want his company to be publicly owned or traded. And another thing that was happening with Henry Ford, this is untrue of like GM and some of the other automakers, is unionization was not able to take hold at Ford Motors until 1941. So Ford Motors had been running for, I think it was about 40 years at this point, with no unionization being able to take hold because Henry Ford was so fucking good at paying his employees, where unions just simply couldn't form. Because he's like, no, I'm paying you guys fair wages. Like, let's just not fucking do this. And the workers are more than happy to go along with it, essentially, is what was happening. Which is fucking wild. Like, you can't, like, every single industry like this today, it's all unionized. We have the United Auto Workers Association. And they were in GM, and I think it was Cadillac at the time, before Ford Motor Company. So I guess now getting in the meat and potatoes of why I think Henry Ford is such an important figure. When you break down his impact on American industrialization, not only combined with that, he pretty much industrialized all of Russia. A lot of people do not know this. In 1929, Henry Ford was contracted out by the Russian government, I think it was Stalin actually at the time, to go and open up a bunch of modernized factories with his models in Moscow to produce originally his Model Ts. And, this was 1929, I think I said, yeah, so 1929. So in 1936, you have World War II coming up. 1935, war's kicking off like crazy. Because of his factories, the Russians were able to fucking essentially outproduce the Germans. Like, think of like the T-34 tanks, all the guns, the ammo, everything. So the industrialization that Henry Ford created in America, plus Russia, you have to account for, holy shit, these people manufactured all these bombers, all these tanks, all this equipment that basically just overwhelmed the Germans and the Japanese in the combat. So, I mean, you could probably make the claim that Henry Ford is more responsible than most. I think he's almost entirely the reason why the Allies actually won World War II, is because of the Henry Ford model of manufacturing. So that's like actually fucking insane. And that's one of the reasons why I was like, wait, hold up. Like, if it was the most important event since World War II and he pretty much influenced World War II himself, maybe that's a lot of impact right there. That's like a big fucking deal. So that's why I went back to the Civil War, because Americans didn't have a very lot of important impact in World War I, and I guess the Great Depression was a big thing, but I think Henry Ford was very important for that. So fast forward a little bit, Henry Ford, like I mentioned, died in 1947, and the Ford Motor Company goes public in 1956. So just 9 years after his death, his worst dream for the company ends up coming to fruition. Ford Motor Company gets bought out by like a bunch of like big, I think it was like 400 banks. Like, there were so many fucking investors that were buying up all the stocks for this place. So I guess before I move on to a transcript I have here, did you guys have any questions or comments about Henry Ford's impact? Maybe something you want to talk about that you think was impactful?
Take it away.
No, so what did you say happened in 1941?
1941 was unionization did not take hold in Ford Motors until 1941.
So that was under his son, right?
So in 1941, I think so. Henry Ford had a series of strokes in like the last 6 years, maybe to 8 years of his life. So I think, also his son Edsel was the president actually of Ford Motors for like a very, very long time. Like he wasn't the president, he was just the owner essentially. He wasn't doing like a lot of the management stuff as far as like the things that presidents do. So Edsel, I believe, was president still in 1941. I think he was sort of on his way out at that point because he did have a bunch of strokes, and they were sort of phasing away from his impact, and there were other people that were getting appointed to important roles in the company.
Yeah, so it's essentially like he kept it together while he was the president. I mean, I know he still was like in charge of most decision making when Edsel was there. But yeah, so just a testament to what you were saying, like he kept all of his ducks in the row. He kept all of his workers happy until things started to fall apart for him. And he eventually died. But yeah,
exactly. Yeah, so it's like absolutely crazy, like the amount of like data and stats there are there about like how impactful this guy was with the industry and how much people loved him on the worker side of things. It was a direct relationship between him and his workers. And I'm actually going to read a transcript here that lays out sort of a case about what was going on internally with the company and third parties here to like sort of give everyone, like the viewers and you guys, maybe a picture of like how this relationship was working here. So it's 2 paragraphs long, so it's gonna be a little bit of reading. But so this is an excerpt from Britannica Money. So here we go. During its first 5 years, the Ford Motor Company produced 8 different models, and by 1908, its output was 100 cars a day. The stockholders were ecstatic. Ford was dissatisfied and looked toward turning out 1,000 a day. So the stockholders were already happy with 100 cars. They wanted to call it quits. So basically, the stockholders seriously considered court action to stop him from using profits to expand. In 1909, Ford, who owned 58% of the stock, announced that he was going to make one car in the future, the Model T. The only thing the minority stockholders could do to protect their dividends from his all-consuming imagination was to take him to court, which Horace and John Dodge did in 1916. So I guess real quick for some information, Horace and John Dodge were the owners of actually the original motor company that Ford started. He started actually what became the Dodge company. I think it was called the Henry Ford. I can't remember the name. I didn't write it down. He started another company, and basically he left that to start the Ford Motor Company, and that became Dodge, the company he left. So these are the people who took control over Ford left that. So basically they're suing him and taking him to court here in 1916. So the Dodge brothers, who formerly had supplied chassis to Ford but were now manufacturing their own car while still holding Ford stock, sued Ford for what they claimed was his reckless expansion and for reducing prices of the company's product, thereby diverting money from stockholders' dividends. The court hearings gave Ford a chance to expound his ideas about business. In December 1917, the court ruled in favor of the Dodges. Ford, as in the Selden case, appealed, but this time he lost. In 1919, the court said that while Ford's sentiments about his employees and customers were nice, a business is for the profit of its stockholders. Ford, irate that a court and a few shareholders whom he likened to parasites could interfere with the management of his company, determined to buy out all of the shareholders. He had resigned as president in December 1918 in favor of his son Edsel. So I guess that's back to this. 1918, his son took over. In favor of his son Edsel, and in March 1919, he announced a plan to organize a new company to build cars cheaper than the Model T. When asked what would become of the Ford Motor Company, he said, "Why, I don't know exactly what will become of that. The portion of it that does not belong to me cannot be sold to me. That I know." The Dodges, somewhat inconsistently having just taken him to court for mismanagement, vowed that he would not be allowed to leave. Ford said that if he was not master of his own company, he would start another. The ruse worked, and by July 1919, Ford had bought out all 7 minority stockholders. So there's a lot of beef going on, and I think the key takeaway here is there were many, many figures that were shareholders in the Henry Ford, in the Ford Motor Company, who were trying to essentially just convert the gain that he's created, the money, to be strictly profit for them. They were not keen on reinvesting this into new manufacturing plants. They were not interested in expanding it for accommodating more workers that were moving into the city at all. So Henry Ford basically just said, "Fuck you guys! Like, this is not at all like the right thing to do." So basically, he eventually ended up getting his way by basically threatening him to start a new company because they knew they needed him, and he ended up having to pay like buku bucks, obviously, for the shareholder stuff. But he ended up taking control of his company, and that was in 1919. So everything from 1919 on was entirely owned by Henry Ford. So yeah, just actually absolutely insane numbers. And I guess to come to the conclusion here is Henry Ford is a benevolent authoritarian figure. I mean, you guys and I have talked about this a lot. I'm very, very keen on benevolent authoritarianism. I think it is the proper way to run societies. And I think it's desperately what our nation in America right now needs. And you can see that when this benevolent authoritarian, someone who was willing to work with his workers, was not in it for their personal gain, but for expanding the industrial capacity of a people, you can see it paid dividends. Like, this is like insane, like what he was able to accomplish with all of the authority on his shoulders, essentially. So I guess I can stop right there a little bit about the Henry Ford side of things. If you guys had comments or wanted to interject about something or something you find interesting.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I definitely have some opinions on this. Listen, I think Henry Ford is a great man. Don't get me wrong. I think that, just to play devil's advocate here, because he's a Michigan man and I respect him for that primarily. But I think there's two things I want to bring up. The first is, because what was the original premise? Sorry, he's the most important, or he's the most...
I think he was the most important American historical figure since George Washington.
Okay, I can agree with that for sure. I think I agree with that 100%. I guess my interjection there is, in a way, and I don't want to liken him too much to this person because I have so much more respect for Henry Ford than I do for Mark Zuckerberg. But what I do think is interesting is that they both seem to arrive, Henry Ford more so than Zuckerberg, but they arrive at sort of this precipice of change. They're the key arbiters that the first domino that really falls, that it has this immense, massive impact on society. Mark Zuckerberg, of course, being social media and social media advertising. And of course, Henry Ford being the production line and then the industrial, essentially the industrial, complex in this country, in the world, actually, if we're being real. But I do think there needs to be a conversation there about what that impact ultimately led to, and if it was actually beneficial to society in the long run. Now, I think you can definitely, there's an argument there that what Henry Ford did, while coming from the right place, he had to have known to some extent that it was going to be used for ill means, which it, of course, was used for ill means essentially immediately, completely out of his control. But once he had invented this sort of system of operation, it really created a culture of excess in this country, which was great for a long time, but I think ultimately has led to the issues that we have now, where, like you said, I mean, it's not Henry Ford's mentality to bring stockholders more value, but his assembly line brought a fuck ton of value to stockholders. It did. You said it yourself, and I think that regardless of his benevolence and his altruism towards his own workers, the impact, the massive wave, the crash, the tsunami, right? The aftermath of the hurricane that he created is essentially what we're dealing with now. And so I do think that in a way that does impact his legacy, in my mind, in a negative way. And then there was a second thing, but I forgot.
Because his work was manipulated to a more inadequate or a worse state of being.
Maybe I just think.
Also, if you want to, I have a slide pick up actually. So I guess real quick. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're fine.
So we got Henry Ford on the left here, and I believe this was Detroit in 1951, basically at almost the peak of Detroit history after Henry Ford had passed away. I believe that was the Tiger Stadium. I'm trying to remember.
Looks baseball.
Yeah, it looks like baseball. Yeah,
so
right.
I can't remember. I didn't read the whole lot of details, but anyways, that's Detroit pretty much at its peak in 1951 after Ford had died for the viewers.
That's Quicken Loans Arena, dude.
Dude, it's Little Caesars Arena, bro.
Yeah. Pizza.
Sorry to go off of what I was saying before I lose it again. Honestly, the real conversation there, in my opinion, is that if you go off of what I was just saying about how the things that he invented ultimately led to these things that I think were not good for society, or not good for America in general. At a broad level, it was good for America economically, 100%. Don't get me wrong. I mean, like, absolutely. But I'm saying at a broader level, as far as like what it did to the mentality of America and this psychology and like philosophical idea behind America. But anyway, sorry. What I'm getting at here is, like, at the end of the day, what was his motive to do what he was doing? And that's the real question that I have with Henry Ford, because I don't know exactly what his motive was. To me, the most like egalitarian way to look at his motive, to give him as much credit as possible, I think the best case scenario you can say is that he was obsessed with his work and he really wanted to benefit the people around him and the community around him. I think that's best case scenario. I think worst case scenario, he was maybe an egoist who was just obsessed with being better than anyone else in history, which is not necessarily wrong.
Almost like an Elon Musk type.
Exactly like an Elon Musk type, where it's this like engineering brain. You're an engineer. There's an engineering brain where it's like you have to do things better, and more productive.
Yeah.
And I think that mentality is exactly the reason that we're in so many issues now.
Yeah.
So that's my
I can speak a
question.
little bit about
Sure.
about his motives here. So Henry Ford was like a very, very strong Christian first and foremost. He grew up on a very rural farm with his family. I think by the time he was born, I think it was only like 2 or 3 and 8 people lived in cities, and by the time he died, it was like 5 and 8 or something like that, or 6 and 8 people lived in cities. So he had the very rural upbringing and the Christian mindset, and so basically his whole thing was he believed that enabling the industrial capacity and the productivity capacity of human beings is ultimately going to lead to the most prosperity for them. So his whole argument was if I can make my workers as productive as humanly possible, if I can develop the means for them to be as productive as possible, their lives will be easier because they can produce more for less. So his whole goal was to do that for his workers so that they can be productive and have have the means of their own production and have the capacity to create their own futures in terms of productive capacity. So that's sort of where it was coming from. He was a very Christian-oriented person, as far as I know, about what he regularly, went to church and stuff like that. He regularly donated tons of his stuff to build community things up. So I think he was I don't think he was like an ego person at all. I think he was a very simple person who saw an engine for the first time as a kid and became infatuated with him. And he envisioned a world where he could see human beings building these things to basically create their lives to be a better place, essentially.
But I guess, sorry, last bit on
No,
that.
it's fine.
What does the automobile, like, I'm still just trying to figure it out. Like, at the end of the day, whether this guy had good intentions or not, like, what he was doing was just creating transportation for people. And it's like, what was his, like, I guess, vision? I mean, obviously you can't put yourself in his fucking brain, but I mean, like, I'm just trying to figure out, like, what was his vision on, like, why did he need 1,000 fucking cars out a day? Why?
I don't think it was just cars. Because I mean, what he's known for wasn't like inventing a new car. Like the cars had been invented already. I think it was more so his invention was the assembly line.
No, I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like, what is the? I guess.
Well,
what you're saying is like, okay, so hold on, just to break this down, because I still don't really understand. What you're saying is like the motive there was that he believed that by increasing their production, like increasing their productive output, people would be happier.
Yeah, and there'd be less strife overall. I mean, you're talking like increasing productive output is, increasing farming equipment, making farming equipment larger, so you can get more food out there. Manufacturing things quicker and cheaper. Like, I mean, everyone likes things that you can get for the same quality cheaper. You know what I mean? If I can buy a car for fucking 22% of my salary, I'd love to have that right now. You know what I mean? But I mean, yeah, it was just to enable humans to produce more, essentially. Yeah. And obviously, that's a two-sided coin, like you're saying. There's situations where that can run astray, and frankly, he did get corrupted after he'd passed away, and it turned into a very, very poisonous ideology and system we have now. So I think that if you want to blame that on him, that's fine. You can do that. I personally don't. I think I don't blame. I think it has more so to do with the stock market and public ownership of things than it does with him. That's where I would typically put the blame on.
Yeah, but I agree with you for sure.
Because I mean, as far as everything I can tell about this guy,
but it's like Oppenheimer inventing the fucking bomb. You know what I mean? Like that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's the same sort of situation.
Yeah. But I mean, Oppenheimer kind of knew what he was doing was wrong.
I'm not comparing them directly, but what I'm saying is it's the same concept where it's not about their motive. The fact is they invented something that they had to have known to some extent was going to completely transform the world. Yeah. I mean, you're talking about he'd literally gotten fucking sued by half of his company where they told him that it was stockholder value that they were interested in, and then he invents something where you can increase stockholder value instantly.
Yeah,
and it's like, of course it's going to get utilized for the wrong thing. Yeah, and that's what I'm getting at here. It's like it's not like this guy was fucking strolling through the daisies. I think he also definitely wanted to like have his name in history, and I don't blame him.
Possibly.
But I'm just saying. Yeah. I think that like,
it's very possible.
It can't just be like if he's totally benevolent, then why didn't he just cut his workers' hours down to 40? Make his share letters. I know, but cut his. I'm not done yet. Oh. Cut his shit down to 40 hours. Make his fucking shareholders the same amount of money, and then just fucking keep doing what he was doing. I'm not saying that that's the right thing to do.
He wanted to cut the shareholders out. He didn't want them profiting.
No,
he likened them to parasites.
I'm just saying. I'm using that as an example, though. Like just having the same output economically.
Yeah. Well, also, but the thing is, cutting out the shareholders allowed him to lower the cost of the product.
Sure. Because, I mean, I think that's good. I think that's the best thing he ever did.
The Ford Model T originally when it launched and it was still publicly owned was like $950.
Yeah.
After he bought that out, it dropped down to the number 290.
Yeah.
So he was able to get this number, and obviously it's because he's increasing his factory output. He's building more factories, but also it's like you don't have to give a cut to these people when they make demands on your business to do certain things and basically increase their profit margins. Because every time an investor increases their profit margins, we the consumer are losing profit.
Yes.
That's how it works. You have to pay more. So, and I can speak more a little bit too when I start talking about like the Detroit aspect of it and like the collapse of it. I guess Cramer, do you have some stuff to say that you had here?
No, I was just gonna say what it sounds like to me. You're talking about is mass production defeating local production, and like ultimate ends of that. And yeah, in that case, like mass production is a great thing if you work for Detroit or the Ford Motor Company, but at the same time, it defeats local production in the sense that the big monster keeps on eating and eating and eating.
Yeah.
And destroying what would be a more communal approach to production.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. And is that an ultimate good or not? I don't know. History is lateral, you know?
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Yeah. It can go any which way. And that's the thing. It's like every single time you make power, it's going to be fought over. It's going to be used for evil pretty much every single time. That's just how the human brain works. Unfortunately, it's like, I think we talked about this earlier where it's like every single time some new tech comes out, it's always getting used for warfare immediately. So it's like I mean, it's something that's almost unavoidable with the human nature.
Henry Ford technically invented the first military-industrial complex.
Yeah, technically, yeah,
He did.
yeah,
technically.
Yeah.
So
Well, he did literally.
yeah, well, I guess you're right. Yeah, he literally did. So I mean, that's what I'm saying. I mean, I don't know. I'm not trying to listen. I agree with your original statement, which is that Henry Ford is the most important person in American history, or whatever you said. I agree with that fully, but I do think that like viewing him in a just this completely like benevolent way, I think defeats a lot of what we could learn cautionarily from his story, which is essentially that like it doesn't matter if you're a good person, if you fucking this is a crazy thing to say. It doesn't matter if you're a good person, if you invent something this radical, it's going to fuck people up like really bad.
Yeah.
In a way, but here's the other thing I want to say too, and this is my last thing I say. The idea, and this is my example of what I would say is like a domino effect, right? You have the assembly line. What does the assembly line show business owners? It shows business owners that you can make more money with less time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, Henry Ford uses that in a benevolent way. He uses it altruistically.
Mm-hmm.
So he uses that to lower the hours of his workers and make their lives better.
Yeah.
Nobody else does that, right?
Yeah.
They immediately start using it for the wrong way. Now, domino effect down the road, I'm sure we're going to get into this in just a second, but a big part of the reason why Detroit collapsed was because the auto industry uprooted their labor from the United States, from Detroit, Michigan, to China, to Korea, to wherever they could get cheap labor. And the ironic thing about that is that the concept is there, the same exact concept. What you're doing is you're getting more work for less.
Yeah,
That's
always the goal.
exactly the assembly line was that, but the modern day equivalent, the last 40, 50 year equivalent of that is outsourcing labor.
Yeah.
Labor outsourcing.
Yeah, and we will be getting to that. I have definitely something prepared.
Jump
about
into it. No.
I
think we've already been going for like fucking 40 minutes. Yeah.
So I guess this is the other side of the other head of the snake here was that my statement about Detroit being the rise and collapse of Detroit was the most important American historical event since the Civil War. So basically, Detroit, I guess real quickly, it was perfect conditions for manufacturing. You had Great Lakes access and railroad network and a ton of raw resources that could come through the Great Lakes. So Detroit was this real big hotbed here for everyone to come here, which basically catapulted it to be a powerhouse of production for military equipment in World War II. You know, and again, the military-industrial complex we're talking about. So Detroit became rapidly, essentially, the wealthiest place on Earth in the 1950s, which is insane. You know, it happened in like 50 years, the wealthiest place on Earth. But at the expense of that, never had a city experienced as much diversity and influx as Detroit was, all of whom were competing for industrial jobs. So, like you're saying, with the industrial complex that he created, it brought in droves and droves of people. Like, never had you seen like great migrations from the South, post-Civil War, of people moving up north for industry positions. So you had a lot of black people. There were tons of Irish and Italian people coming across from Europe. You had existing populations, you know, Germanic. It was truly, like, Detroit is the melting pot of America, and America is the melting pot of the world. So Detroit had never experienced this much influx here. And all of this basically essentially led to the 1967 riots, which were the most horrific historical riot in American history. The 1967 riot, I think it was like 40-some people died, like thousands were injured. Tons and tons of military groups got brought in to do this. And essentially what happened is why this sort of collapsing industry in these fights were happening, in these riots, is because it was for the competition of the industrial job. Basically, Henry Ford had passed away, and essentially the public shareholders did not allow the continual expansion of the auto companies in Detroit. So they were outsourcing it, like you were saying. the companies were outsourcing their manufacturing to either outside of the Detroit city limits. You got like Sterling Heights, you got like Pontiac, essentially outside of the city area where they were building the new factories if they were even allowed to do that, or just straight up out of the country. So you basically had ever decreasing job availability and more population cramming into this area. And so, I mean, I don't know how many people have been in this situation, but it's like, if you have your very livelihood dependent on a job and all of a sudden you're being challenged by a bunch of new people that are being imported to this area, that's fucking scary, bro. That'll piss anybody off, especially if you lose your job for that. I'm not trying to justify racism or anything like that for what was happening, but it's like, these people were terrified of what was happening and what they were seeing. And essentially the white flight happened as a result of that. Everyone was just butting heads for the same jobs. It was like, it's like Darwinism. Like they're all just fucking survival of the fittest in it. And it was forced upon them, not by Henry Ford, but by the shareholders who were owning these sites and not expanding the production capacities of these jobs. So basically the city could not keep up with the influx of the immigration and coming into Detroit. So they didn't plan for the demand of the industry causing housing. And then there were racists who were elected in power who segregated it heavily, especially black neighborhoods. And investors, predominantly in Wall Street, slowed down and even halted the construction of new factories as it was more profitable to make workers compete rather than enable them with new manufacturing capacity. And so eventually what caused the downfall of Detroit is the same thing that is happening today. And this is why I think it's so important. It's the same thing that is happening today if you study the downfall of Detroit. We are importing new laborers to replace existing ones, and it causes tension among the races. New factories are built outside of the country. It only took 9 years after Henry Ford's death until the company went public, and from then it was only 11 years since the most catastrophic riots on American soil. This was planned. I firmly believe that this was a planned deconstructing of Detroit to remove it from being a powerhouse. It was plotting people against one another. I truly believe that the collapse of Detroit was a planned thing by essentially the wealthy investors and everything. So my final conclusion statement about Detroit is, Detroit didn't just die, it was murdered. And I don't want to quote the ghost of Kiev here, but those people that murdered it, they have names and addresses. So
They're still alive?
Probably not. So their address is now their gravesite.
Yeah, they've got gravesites we can go and piss on.
So yeah, that is my take on Detroit. I know I went over a bit quick here, but essentially, shareholders pitted the laborers against each other by not expanding the means of operation, and the city also extra fucked it over by being racist as shit and segregating everybody. And largely in part, that's due to the fear that a lot of local populations were experiencing, and so they elected these people who pushed for the actual political segregation that was taking place. So I mean, it was all fear. It was fear-driven, and then there were people who were seeking to manipulate that situation and basically buy up all stock for cheap and shit. So like Ford stocks, I'm pretty sure they plummeted like heavily after the IPO went public in 57, I think I said, 56. So I truly believe it was a plot to destroy Detroit, and we are seeing the exact same similarities today. I mean, you got the H-1B bill, you got so many things where you're importing new laborers, and a lot of people on the right are big corporation friends, anti-immigration. A lot of people on the left are big pro-immigration, anti-corporations. But I think they're the same exact shoe. I think companies of today absolutely will not halt immigration. They want immigration no matter what, because they can keep getting the labor for cheaper and cheaper and cheaper, and it undercuts the existing populations, and it allows them to increase their profit margins. I think that is the core problem in our society today, and it's exactly what happened in Detroit back in the 50s. So that is why I think it's such a historical event. I think everybody should study this whole situation, because it truly impacts us today. The very same thing is happening today. So if you guys got any opinions about that, I'm more than happy to hear them.
Jump in.
Oh, yeah.
No, jump in.
My notes are not about that, but no. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I've got opinions on it for sure, but I mean, I agree with the broad statement you said at the end. I think racism played a much larger role than I think you're giving it credit for, but I do think that racism was egged on by, the quote unquote powers that be, wealthy people who wanted there to be dissent. But I do think, in the research that I was doing, I mean, the racism was so dense, dude. It was like, I know that so first off, I want to say that this, I don't remember the exact year, but at some point in World War II, so many auto laborers were getting, white auto laborers in Michigan were getting sent into the war that recruiters from Ford started to go into the Deep South to recruit African Americans. Yeah. When they would come up, the first, like, quote unquote day that a wave of black Americans were going to work at Ford, 22,000 auto workers in Detroit stroke.
They had a stroke.
They
had a fucking stroke. They'd never seen a black person before.
They did a strike and they refused to work
Yeah.
next to, and then I won't say obviously what they said, but they said they refused to work next to black people.
Yeah.
That was the everyday man. Now that was before any sort of like real fear was instituted in the city. It was purely just racism. I do think a lot of the racism was exacerbated by fear. Don't get me wrong, in the 60s, but this was in the 40s. This was before any of, the real stuff had started to happen. And then very shortly after that, of course, you mentioned it, but 8 Mile, I think a lot of people don't know this. 8 Mile literally had like a fucking Berlin Wall at it, which I don't think people knew. They built 2 adjacent neighborhoods. One was white and one was black. So on 8 Mile, they built like a fucking 8-foot wall to divide them. That's how, it was like literal apartheid, essentially, in Detroit. And that was all in the 40s and 50s. If you do that, obviously you're going to have a division of your city that just doesn't prosper. Yeah. In general, if they can't get the labor jobs that they were promised, and then also, so there's a number of things going into that. And obviously, so many of the things you mentioned, I agree. But I do think a lot of Detroit's failed history has to do with racism, at a root level. And so, I don't know. In that way, I think your original point was that it was like the biggest event, right? That it happened. Is that what you said? Sorry?
My statement was the rise and collapse of Detroit is the most important American historical event since the Civil War. I
don't know if I would agree with most important, but it's definitely, I think, the most relevant right now. Because like you said, I think that we're seeing things happen. Corporate greed is probably at its worst right now. So, it's just like in the auto industry, even if we don't even look at racism and shit like that, like the auto industry just abandoning Detroit is so fucked up and sad. Yeah. And the fact that they've come crawling fucking back now that there's some sort of revitalization is such a fucking embarrassment to me. Yeah. And I despise those fucking people. They suck ass. They'll forever suck ass. They abandoned the fucking city. They abandoned the state. And now they want to act like they fucking care. And that's sort of the thing about like Ford. This is a double-edged sword of Ford, because you have this guy Henry Ford, who I admire, and then you have the Ford Motor Company, which at the end of the day I have no respect for.
Terrible.
Yeah. I have no respect for them at all. Yeah. I have no respect for GM. I have no respect for Chrysler. I just don't have respect for those organizations because they hollowed out what could have been one of the most powerful and impactful cities in the country.
Yeah.
You talked about one of the hindrances being Ford Motor not being able to expand. But how much do you think they had a grip on Detroit and making it a sort of singular, automobile producing economy?
They only focused on automobiles.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think Detroit was originally
very good question.
Yeah, I think Detroit was originally a very, very diverse manufacturing hub before Ford Motors moved in. I think after they left, it was all auto. They put all their eggs in one basket. And I don't know to the extent, he probably did, but I don't know to the extent that Ford was lobbying for Detroit officials to do certain things. I have no idea about that. I do know I was reading a lot about city officials were essentially telling him no for proposed expansions in certain areas because whatever the fuck the city got too big for their britches. They had shitloads of money coming in now. Greed's going to their heads and stuff. So I can't speak too much about Henry Ford's involvement with that. I'm sure there was some level of it. I can only speak on the fact that his workers loved him and it was a great relationship. And then the third-party investors and shareholders came in and essentially fucked it all up. Because Henry Ford likened him to parasites. You know what I mean? That's fucking crazy, especially for the time to do that. And he was a local guy. He was born and raised and died all in Detroit. That's what's so beautiful about it. He took his business and his ideas to the grave with him in the very spot he brought him up and worked with the people from the very fucking beginning. Yeah. GM didn't do that. Ford essentially bankrupted GM. He just beat the shit out of him, and they went public way early to stay afloat, essentially. They basically took all the Wall Street money and the shareholder investors, all the bank money, to stay afloat. Henry Ford said, fuck all of you, I'm taking the shit to the grave with me. This is my life's goal, and I respect the hell out of that. He committed to the very, very end. Yeah. And it's unfortunate his company was backstabbing the way it was. That's how it works, the snakes come in and they start killing the hens, So, but yeah, that was a great question. I'm sorry I don't know more about the lobbying aspect and where we're trying to put things. That's one of the reasons why they actually moved their hubs to Pontiac and shit, was because the city was not allowing them to do what the fuck they needed to do and had the capacity for, and that was open fields at the time. So they moved factories up there, you know what I mean? And that obviously can't be taxed by the city, so they lost a huge portion of their income when they did that. So it is really a double-edged sword. The city officials, racist, they fucked up, they got too big for their britches, and then the shareholders, and then going public. That's essentially what caused the downfall of Detroit, and those two things are extremely prevalent today.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Final thoughts? I know you got some notes there.
I got some notes. These are more, I would like to touch on, I kind of wanted to wait till you did the spiel to go back to these, but...
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you.
it was interesting when you were talking about his influence on World War II for the Allies, because when I was reading through my notes or doing my studies,
Scholar.
yeah, I learned how much Ford actually influenced the Nazis.
Yeah.
He early on, I think it was 1921, put out a paper in his local newspaper. I believe it was a 4-volume thing called The International Jew, and it was like very critical of Jews. Honestly, it was kind of interesting to read because like it's a lot of the same stuff you see on like Twitter nowadays,
Yeah,
like
it's
the same
exactly
exact stuff. And even like the funny thing is like I thought that like all of the like kind of hedging like your racism like came post World War II, post Holocaust, stuff like that. But no, like even back in this paper, they're like, well, it's not all Jews, blah blah blah. But anyways, I did not realize how much that influenced Hitler because it was the first like legitimate person that wasn't just like
Some schmuck.
some
Yeah.
schmuck
To quote Yiddish or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Schmuck. I'm pretty sure that's
just
yeah,
ranting about it on the streets. It was like
a big prominent figure.
yeah, exactly.
yeah.
I did not realize how much that. And then Hitler eventually mentions him in Mein Kampf.
Mhm.
But
Yeah. Was it
Yeah,
called
so
the
he
Great
was on
American
both
Industrialist
sides.
or something? So yeah, so
He was influenced
so
on both
so
sides.
Ford he 100% influenced Nazi.
He started the war and he
manufacturing.
ended it.
Yeah. Shit, I gotta rechange my entire fucking thing. But no, Henry Ford was a believer that enabling the production capacities of people was the way to liberate them to find world peace. Essentially, you basically put all of their energy into maximizing their capacity to produce goods, and then there's just so much surplus that there's nothing to fight over anymore. Is essentially what his philosophy was. When it
Why
came
was he
to
so
that.
racist?
Why was he racist against Jewish people?
I'm
Probably because he dealt with a
racist
lot of them
against-
trying to fucking fuck with his company.
But he probably was racist against other people.
Oh no, yeah.
Probably,
So
but-
I think in what was it, the Dearborn? What was this?
Not a very Christian.
yeah,
What
the
was the-
Dearborn something.
Yeah, so that's something a lot of people don't know too. Is originally the original immigrants to that really expanded the area of Detroit were the Irish. So I think originally he was like kind of anti-Catholic with his belief system, but I think he quickly realized that was just like foolish. I could be mistaken. Foolish. I sounded so fucking stupid.
He's just fucking making this up.
yeah.
This fucking Catholic guy over here.
Yeah, no.
Oh
but,
yeah, he saw the light of Catholicism.
he saw how good Irish
immediately
people were in
changed
the
his
fucking
mind.
factory floor. He
Immediately
changed
changed his mind.
Yeah, but no, but it's like Detroit was like, I mean, it was founded by French Catholics. It was a very not Catholic area for a while there, but it was Irish immigrants came there. Everyone mistreated Irish people. They treated them as sub fucking human. Then it was Eastern Europeans, like Polish, like Hungarian, Slovak, Ukrainian, Russian, like all of them. They came in. Everyone was racist as shit against them, because it's a thing. It's about job competition. If you're not expanding the things,
Well, it's
fast
also just
enough,
about bigotry.
Yeah,
I think
there-
you're
yeah.
ignoring that.
I mean, yeah.
You've said
Europe,
that like 3
Europe
times.
is a very,
It's not just about job competition. Racism is not
yeah.
just about job
Yeah,
competition.
Europeans are very racist. Originally.
Everyone's fucking racist,
Yeah.
but I mean, like people are.
I mean,
people were
fuck, I'm
fucking,
racist.
especially back then. People were fucking racist.
Yeah,
dude.
I mean, it's like, look, this is the first time in human history these people had interacted with all these other people.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm not expecting it to fucking go well. I'm not trying to fucking justify them. They're
And they're
fucking
not
piece
educated.
of shit.
I mean, they're not educated. But
Yeah, they're not educated. They're fucking.
It's also
factory
it is
workers.
just it's straight up racism though. I mean, there's
Yeah,
not,
it is. So I mean, it's like you put all these people in the same area, and then you also add to the fact that there's fucking job competition, bro. It's gonna fucking lead to chaos quick unless you can get these people in line with cooperating with one another in the city to not do that.
But I also think it's thought leaders like Henry Ford who are being racist, like very vocally racist, that impacts society as well. Because when people look to intellectuals, especially back then, there wasn't fucking college was not as accessible as it is now.
Mm-hmm.
When you get exposed to an intellectual, it's usually by somebody like a Henry Ford.
Yeah,
And when they're fucking super racist, I mean, why do you think Hitler was so impactful? He was a mega intellectual. The dude was like their fucking Nietzsche. Well, fuck, Nietzsche was their Nietzsche. I'm tripping. But like he was like fucking a philosopher a little
Yeah.
bit. You know what I mean? Like people looked at him for philosophical ideas and theological ideas. So I mean, I think in that way too. Like I think that's also something that we're not mentioning is like, I mean, this dude was fucking racist. People were, and whatever you can say, it was common for the time. It doesn't fucking matter. It was also, I mean, there were people around this time who were also not racist. So it existed.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah. And I don't know how much racist Henry Ford even had at the later end of his life. As far as I know, the only person he was primarily racist against was Jewish people.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know enough about like his racism.
I mean,
but-
as far as my understanding, I'm pretty sure he was like employing a lot of these people from the South, like these black people coming in. He had no problem employing.
well, that didn't happen until the 40s.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know the timeline on that, but
He was probably
I don't
dead.
think Henry Ford was like a super mega racist though, except for Jewish people, and I don't even know if he carried that to him with a grave. I don't know.
I'm not trying to like excuse his like racism against Jewish people, but like like you were talking with the stockholders, it does seem like an excess of just like distrust in banking.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah, which was predominantly Jewish, still
Yeah.
is. So
I mean, I can understand. It's just, I was just, I don't know enough about his racism, to be honest with you.
He did get the Grand Cross of the German Eagle, the highest Nazi
Yeah,
honor.
that's
See, and
it's
that to me
ridiculous.
means
That's
he had to have
fucking
been
crazy.
a little bit fucking racist towards other people.
Yeah.
What
And,
do you-
it could have
hold
only
on,
been
though.
Jews, though.
Hold on. Am I tripping, or wasn't Henry Ford also like an early adopter of the idea of eugenics?
I don't believe so. I mean, I'm not gonna say no, but I didn't see that.
I didn't see any of that.
I thought he kind of like was. I could be tripping, but I thought he
Not that I
kind
know
of,
of.
because I thought that's how he originally got connected to Hitler.
Oh.
Was through eugenics, because Hitler was very tapped
I
into
thought it was
eugenics
through.
studies in the
I
United
thought it
States.
was through just like anti-Semitism. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
That's what I thought it was.
Well, probably, but yeah, I don't know. I guess I'd have to look that up. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Okay, well, let's round up final thoughts because we've been going for a
had
while.
a quick ending here.
Sure.
I don't want to leave Detroit doom and gloom. I don't want to leave it where it's at now. I do have a quick proposition for how we can actually fix Detroit. So I guess here real quick, how do we make Detroit dominate again for all of our Michigan boys? So I believe we have to apply the Henry Ford method of mass production to the manufacturing of superconductors and computer chips. So I think this is the future of where society and the human race is going. I think we need to move that same production model to computer chips. Silica quartz, which is the core thing for making computer chips, is extremely common in Michigan. This is something that was readily accessible. So the plan would be to basically essentially remove the influence and control of Wall Street from having our companies being publicly traded, and essentially replace TSMC, which is the Taiwanese semiconductor manufacturing company, to be replaced by a homegrown, privately owned company who is a benevolent authoritarian. The chip demand will only increase, and making them as cheap as possible locally is the best solution for us in the United States. So the Midwest has the potential to become the dominant force it was always meant to be. I think if we apply the same model to new industries that are prevalent today. So I think it's how we're gonna fix Detroit, guys. So that's the plan.
I'm on it.
Yeah, give me some money. I'll fucking set up a shop. We'll set up a manufacturing hub. We'll get her done.
We could set up in this garage.
Yeah, fuck it. We could produce 3 wafers a fucking day. Yeah. So that I think that's what we got to do. But yeah.
Okay. Final thoughts, Cramer?
Sounds good. I mean, I also want to shout out another Ford legend, Lee Iacocca. Designed the Ford Mustang, designed the Pinto, left for Chrysler, and he's the only American to pay back a federal bailout.
That's fucking wild.
Yeah.
In history?
Holy shit.
In history.
What a
Yeah, GM
badass.
got bailed out. Obviously, we see we
That's
see every
fucking-
day how that is. But
Yeah,
yeah,
that's crazy. Damn.
When was that? That was like early 2000s, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, 80
Well,
billion, right?
I believe it was.
Obama.
I couldn't tell you when, but I know that one of the cars that they kind of like was the success that kind of made them all their money was the Jeep Grand Cherokee.
Oh shit.
So yeah.
Okay.
I wonder when that was, because I know that there was a bailout from Obama. That's all I fucking know.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that was to GM, which failed, and they
Yeah,
never paid it
immediately.
back.
yeah.
but
that was
this,
like $80 billion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was $8 billion.
Mhm.
yeah, but
Or
Yeah.
$8 billion.
Yeah,
Something like
shout out
that.
to the GT40 as well. That thing was, dude. I fucking love Ford vs. Ferrari. That movie's so fucking good.
That movie is really.
And the GT40 is like it's probably one of the best looking cars, bro. It's such a fucking cool car. So, yeah, thanks Henry Ford, I guess.
I know
set up the
you,
department.
Kramer. I know you had a lot of notes on there. Is there anything else you'd like to share before we take a break? Because I know you had you have a lot of stuff, and I'm sure you didn't get to touch on all of it. So if there's anything you want to shout out real quick, the floor is yours.
I'd like to point out that the French came to Detroit just looking for beaver.
True. Looking for me.
The French had a deal with the Iroquois, who were in control of the land after the victory genocide of the Beaver Wars.
Mm-hmm.
The Beaver Wars were between the Dutch-backed Iroquois and the French-backed Huron. I just wanted to point that out. That was pre the founding of Detroit, but one, just a lot of beaver, like controlling the minds of men, and two, it was interesting to think of like Native Americans being used as like proxy wars, which
Yeah.
is
Oh,
because
yeah.
now it's
Yeah.
like the Middle East.
Yeah.
It's so absurd.
Yeah.
It's true. Yeah,
It's
that's
exactly
really interesting.
Especially in like the Midwest area, because that's like
Is it
the
weird
next
to-
room for
The
expansion.
the most fucked up thing about this, we were using them for proxy wars, and then while they were fighting, we were like, we're just gonna steal their fucking. We're like, we're just
Yeah.
gonna take that. Yeah. We're like,
Yeah.
fuck you, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And basically in the same ways too. We were just giving them guns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guns and alcohol.
The French, by the way, were much nicer to the Native Americans.
Yeah,
than
French
pretty much
probably were
anyone
the only
else.
people who like did colonial power right, I suppose. And it wasn't even colonial power. Like
They were definitely by far the nicest people
Yeah.
to Native Americans,
They
which
integrated-
is not saying much, but it is.
Yeah.
They were.
Yeah.
better.
Yep.
So Detroit's got to, you know.
That's why Detroit's fucking goated. Detroit.
Yeah, Detroit.
Detroit.
Anyway,
Ooh,
anything
Detroit.
else, Cramer? Any other final thoughts?
No. I
Do
think it's all
you
good.
guys have objections then to, or want to rephrase
Your-
my takes? The actual verbiage of it, like for
What do you
example,
mean? All of them?
So you agreed with the Henry Ford one? Did you agree with the Henry Ford take, the most prominent American historical figure since Washington?
Oh yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah,
Okay.
I
And
think
then-
that's actually like an easy agree for me.
Okay,
for
really?
sure.
Okay, and then
Because I think he's the most impactful by far. The
Yeah.
second one, which was what?
that was Detroit. The rise and collapse of Detroit was the most important American historical event
Yeah,
since the
it's-
Civil War.
I would say most relevant. I don't know if I would say most important, but I think the rise in, I
Okay.
think the industrial complex being built in Detroit was a little bit more influential than the collapse. But I mean, that is included in the rise, I guess, technically. But I'm not. That's fucking pulling hair. So I mean, like, I
Yeah.
would say like it's definitely like if my fucking the most important event is like here, it's like right fucking there.
Yeah,
So it's
right-
like
right neck
close.
and
It doesn't
neck.
matter.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
That's splitting hairs.
Yeah, I agree as well. The only thing, and I wouldn't even say that I would push back on it, is how much of like the collapse of Detroit was intentional. I think he laid out a good argument.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Would you disagree or what do you think?
No, I wouldn't. I can't say I agree yet.
Yeah,
I need
very
more
political of
evidence.
you.
That is how I feel as well, actually. I'm glad you brought that up because I didn't say
Yeah.
anything about that. But yeah, I also feel that way. I don't necessarily agree with you that it was fully intentional. I do think a lot of it was just like they underestimated how racist people were and they underestimated how greedy people were. And I think that was, or in other words, like I think people underestimate. I think they thought like, oh, I can fuck people over and it'll be fine for the city.
Yeah.
They didn't realize that everyone was doing that.
Yeah.
So I think that was also a fucking big part of it. I don't know if it was intentional necessarily.
Yeah. I think it was a seizure of power. You know, I think
Yeah.
Detroit at that point was the most important American city. You had New York. You
Yeah.
had Chicago. You had, I think, what was the other third big city? Philadelphia, I think, at that
Yeah.
time. So those three big cities, you know, were all under threat of like Detroit becoming the city.
So you think these cities fucking came in and like
I think particularly Wall Street in New York had a very, very schemed out plan to destroy Detroit. I think 100%. And I think there was a lot of lobbying that was going on to support financially bad actors in the Detroit elections. I think there was a lot going on there that is tried to be buried under, and you know, I'll fucking die on that hill. Like I'm a fucking Michigan bred man. Like I'm heartbroken at the collapse of Detroit, and I think there are a lot of people who do not see justice and need to be pointed out.
interesting. Well, I don't know if I would agree with your take that it was cities destroying Detroit because I do think New York actually was if there was a major city in
I don't think it was the city of New York.
no, I know, but what I'm saying is if there was a major city in the country that was benefiting the most from Detroit, the two major cities would be Chicago and then New York because of the waterway. So we actually had like a significant amount of trade with New York City through the lakes. So in that way, I almost would disagree with you.
Yeah.
I actually think the collapse of Detroit fuck tons of people lost way more money than they gained money. But that's why I think it wasn't intentional. I think it was like I think they genuinely fucked up so bad. But I think that's why they abandoned Detroit in the way that they did was because they were like, oh fuck, it was a sunk cost fallacy. They were like, all right, we just got to get out of here before we lose more money. And I think that's what it was. But whatever, I could be wrong. Anyway,
I'd agree with that.
final thoughts? Are we good?
Yeah,
Doing good?
We're good.
Okay, we're gonna take a little break. I gotta fucking really pee. And we'll be right back.
Wait, I gotta bring up. No.
I just fucking piss everywhere. Yeah.
Get the piss jug.
All right, welcome back. We all went and took pisses. We're feeling good. We're feeling like we solved the crisis in Detroit.
It's already better, guys. We fixed it.
It's much better.
It's
we
already
called
worth trillions of dollars.
we called the people we know in Detroit, and they were like, "Thank you so fucking much,
Yeah.
dude." They were like, "We heard the podcast, and we know how much it meant to you guys." So
Can you give me Henry Ford right now?
give
I
me,
need him on the
Connect
phone.
him.
they're like we stuck a lightning rod in his fucking.
You shocked him and he answered.
Yes, he woke up
Yeah.
immediately, and he was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, Midwestern Propaganda.
Oh,
Midwestern Did the new episode drop?
This is why I did
He said,
everything.
Did the new episode drop?" And they actually froze his head so that we could have him on as a guest next week.
Yeah. Let's
He's
go.
not gonna say much, I think, but anyway, so it's time for everyone's real favorite segment. Fuck the news. It's over under time, baby.
Heyo.
Let's dive in.
Over
So-
under.
Kramer was the one who Kramer. He got these
Kramer?
topics. So
Oh,
Kramer,
shit!
what's up? What's up first?
That's
Our first over and under is bridges.
Oh.
You go over and you go under.
that is true.
Opinion.
Not specifically the Mackinac Bridge, just bridges
Yeah.
in general. I like to shout out to the picture though. That's a fucking beautiful bridge.
Elite bridge.
Shit. I feel like everybody acknowledges the use of bridges, so that's why I'm gonna have to say like neutrally rated. Like, I think bridges are fucking dope as hell, but
Yeah.
I don't think you can I don't think we could overrate bridges any more than we already have.
Mhm.
I don't know. Like
Yeah.
that's like crossing the Straits of St. Ignace. Like that shit is so fucking cool.
Yeah.
and like the history of that. Like I know quite about Mackinac, and, like the Golden Gate Bridge, and there's like tons of cool ones. I'm gonna say neutrally rated. I fucking love bridges, very useful, but yeah, neutrally rated.
I would say underrated in their use of metaphor, because I think that bridges, even though they are used often as similes.
Hey, I mean, in high school we use the bridge metaphor.
Everybody uses the bridge metaphor, brother.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, come on.
Wasn't it building bridges or something? What was it?
Building bridges, fucking
Yeah.
bro. It's the bridge over troubled water.
Yeah.
The bridge over River Kwai. There's just
If you believe that, I got a bridge to sell you.
If you burn your bridges, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like
You want more of that?
And then there's like a mythos around like a troll living under a bridge. I think that
Yes.
underrated in the sense of like its use as a literary device. I
Okay.
think incredibly underrated. Cramer?
Have any of you guys driven over a bridge?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've gone over Mackinac a lot.
I haven't done Mackinac yet.
shit,
I'm
really?
wondering if I'd get scared on it.
Well, every time
first time,
Kramer gets to
probably.
the bridge, he gets out and swims
Yeah.
across. He has to
That's
fucking buy a
badass,
car.
dude.
He has a car
He
waiting
does the
for him.
Michael Phelps strat.
Yes,
Fuck the
yes,
bridge.
yes.
I swim.
Really, you've never gone over a bridge?
No, well, I've gone over a bridge, but not
not
like
like a
Mackinac.
suspension
Oh yeah,
cable
it's,
bridge.
it's not scary. I mean, my mom is terrified of it, but
It doesn't move. I mean, it moves a little bit. You can't feel it.
Yeah.
The only thing crazy about Mackinac Bridge is the grates. You can see down.
yeah.
But just don't drive on the grate. Honestly, just drive on the other side
I
of the
say
road.
I'm not scared because I know that if something was to happen, like
You
fucking
die immediately.
No, Spider-Man
Oh.
would come and
Oh yeah, yeah.
he's always fucking
Your friendly
hanging on
neighborhood
top of bridges.
Spider-Man lives actually in Mackinac. Mackinac
He's
City
always
there.
hanging out in
In that
bridges.
one massive ass
It's the
fucking
only
house.
space in Michigan that he can fucking swing from anything.
That is true.
Is
He
the
can't swing
fucking
from
bridge.
Detroit anymore.
Yeah, that's
So,
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
He can swing in Detroit.
Yeah, he can
Yeah.
swing
Yeah.
in Detroit.
We're
Yeah.
gonna fucking we're gonna have Beetle Man, dude.
Fucking Beetle Bug Boy.
Yeah, I'll say
What,
underrated.
you think underrated as well?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I think that's fair.
Bananas.
Oh, dude, fucking mega underrated.
Delicious.
I'll take this one. Underrated as shit. I think this has been said before by somebody much smarter than me, but it is true that like most of the best foods in the world are phallic, and I don't know what that means from like a Freudian standpoint. But bananas really are like my favorite fruit. Because I'll say this: imagine the worst banana you've ever had,
Yeah,
and then put it up against not rotten, with the exception of being rotten.
Oh, okay.
But imagine like an unripe banana, and then imagine like the worst. I don't know. I'm trying to think of like a shitty fruit. The worst like strawberry, or the worst like fucking apple you've ever
A
had.
dehydrated.
And even the worst the banana, like its bar is just higher than other fruit, in my opinion.
So you think bananas are like the best fruit?
They're
You go
my
as far as say
favorite
that.
fruit.
They're your
Yeah,
favorite?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
Interesting.
I fucking love bananas,
Yeah.
dude.
Very good for you.
Yeah, Kramer.
Potassium.
I'm not a huge fan of fruit. I'm a vegetable guy.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not very fruity. I know
At
monkeys.
least there's one
love
of
them.
us.
There's gotta be something Freudian about that one. Shit.
Gobble down too many phallic fruits, dude.
Yeah. I try to stay away from
Yeah.
that. I only gobble carrots. Not
Carrots are pretty
phallic.
The
phallic,
least
but-
phallic fucking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so I'll go overrated. I'm not a huge fan. I hear they're good for you.
Kidding, sorry.
Yeah. I don't know. I used to be a certified banana hater. You probably remember back in the day. I
don't.
could not eat bananas. I fucking hated them. But they have immensely grown on me. I wouldn't say they're like an S tier fruit. I'd probably put them A tier. I think grapes and like apples and oranges are better than bananas. And honestly, wild raspberries and shit. But I think they're fairly rated. I think there's a big push right now with like health groups. Like that's like bananas, like the core fundamental. Like you make your smoothie, make your protein smoothie with bananas. Like
No, dude, they say that throwing a banana in your smoothie negates all nutritional effects.
who the fuck says that?
I saw a TikTok.
Rich
of it.
Piana?
No,
Rest in
Rich Piana
peace.
is rest in peace.
But
He ate too many bananas.
Yeah.
His banana flew too close to the sun, dude.
he peeled
Pause.
too many.
Yeah.
I mean, chimps love bananas, so I mean, I guess
Yeah.
that's cool. But
Yeah.
That's super cool.
yeah,
People with this-
I don't know, bro. I think they're fairly rated. I think people love
Did you have a final thought, Kramer?
I was just gonna say people with a similar mindset to monkeys seem to love bananas.
That is true. Case in point.
I think,
yeah.
well,
monkeys
can-
monkeys fucking.
monkeys can learn how to do fucking sign language and shit, dude. I don't know. Neither you
That is,
dickheads
I'm
can
calling
fucking do
cap
sign
on that, bro. It
language.
was one monkey.
That's not fucking true.
It was the one that Robin Williams was with. That's the only monkey
What the
that's.
fuck you talking about?
Bobo the
Bubbles?
chip.
Oh, Bobo.
No, was her name Boba? It was
No,
a
what's that
girl.
motherfucker
Lucy
that
or
Ronald
something.
Reagan was hanging out with? Was that Bobo?
His
Um,
wife.
yeah, Nancy Reagan.
Yeah, Nancy Reagan. Apparently the throat goat. We don't know about that one.
She loves bananas, folks.
God damn. No, what was the monkey that Ronald Reagan was with? Bonzo.
Harambe, Juju.
Get the fuck out of here. Bonzo, dude, or whatever.
Bonzo
Time
the
for
clown?
Bonzo. Yeah, he was a fucking monkey. Anyway,
Nah,
doesn't matter.
bro.
They're retarded for that. They
It's
definitely
like,
know
it's like
sign
Helen
language.
Keller in the fucking translator.
know
She
sign
made that all
language.
up.
Huh? Yeah, well, you cannot
That's
compare
another
Helen
take for
Keller
another
to a
week.
fucking monkey
Alright.
that knows sign language. That's fucking insane.
That's not what I was saying.
No.
Yeah.
I'm just saying the
I'm actually
translator
saying
of
it
the
in the
monkey
opposite way of
faked
what
it.
you're thinking, dude. I'm saying that's an insult to the fucking monkey, dude.
I'm not following.
No offense to Helen Keller. Well, Helen Keller was
I haven't
probably
had
a
enough
fake
bananas
event.
today. I don't get the brain power for
Nah, dude.
understanding.
See, you don't even
this.
know
I
what
think
the fuck.
monkeys are fake. Have you
No,
ever seen one?
No. Oh, at the zoo I did actually.
Yeah, the zoo. They fund
Yeah.
shitty poopy.
Poopies.
I love that.
Animatronics.
All
I
right,
don't
what's
know.
next? My computer froze. Oh, there we go.
Okay, this one is artists.
Artists.
Artists, not
Like
art.
of, like of art or like musicians too, or just like in general.
Just in general, the word artist.
Oh, artist was a prompt. Okay.
All right, Cramer, you're up. You're the first.
See, this one I'm gonna say evenly rated because I think they're both hated enough and like both loved enough. Like the people that love art just like talk about like, oh, they do the most important work. This is like how humans relate to the world. They show that for us. It's like you can figure that out yourself. But I feel like people with like no offense, but like engineer brain are like, we don't need art. It's like
I say it
the
all the
most
fucking time,
worthless thing. And I think they like take it too far. It's like, yeah, I don't
The
know
left
about that.
brain versus right brain.
Yeah, very
situation.
much. Yeah, you're right.
I'm middle brain, so
Yeah, I don't have a brain.
He uses both brains.
Yeah.
yeah. Try
Uses both
to.
heads.
But yeah, I'll say evenly rated.
Very nice, Evan.
I'm gonna say underrated. I fucking.
I just almost fucking deep throated.
Ah!
You saw that shit like bounced off my fucking mouth.
yeah, I'm gonna say underrated. I fuck with art actually hella. Yeah, I sound like a fucking zoomer
That was a
there.
banana.
I think art, especially not just like drawing art or like painting art, like all forms of art. I think art forms. There's like art forms like when it comes to like your job, like manufacturing things. Like you can do like artistic things, and it usually involves simplifying the process, and it's like a very like smart artist side-minded thing that to do that. So I think underrated. I fucking love Zdzislaw Beksiński. Probably my favorite artist. I fuck with the shit hella. I wish I could paint more. I think underrated actually. I think artists are very cool.
Very surprising take from
the engineer.
the engineer.
Yeah.
I've had enough of fucking engineering, bro.
I agree with you, Kramer. I think art is fairly rated. I do think I had an opinion and then it went away immediately. So
Not enough
that's
bananas.
unfortunate. Yeah, none of. I was fucking just thinking about bananas, bro. I was.
Yeah.
Phallic.
Got him on
You
the
got
line.
fucking what's his face's brain, the brain stem thingy, the conspiracy
Henry
theorist.
Ford. Oh,
Henry Ford. No,
Alex Jones.
Yeah, I couldn't
Alex
fucking think of
Jones.
his name.
Yeah.
Yeah, Alex Jones' brain, the memory
Yeah.
goop,
No,
whatever
I
you
don't
call
know.
that shit.
I literally forgot
Need some
what
of
the
that.
fuck I was going to talk about. So
You
I
were
would
gonna
say
say they're
fairly
underrated.
rated.
I think.
No, I would say fairly rated because I agree with everything you said. I think that they are
There's a lot of
hyped
haters.
enough and they're
Yeah.
also hated enough.
That's a very.
And I think that I agree with you in this sense that I actually think that art is best expressed individually and personally. But there is something beautiful about like having a piece that communally like engages. Also, there's like two different types of art because there's art that is like truly creative and then there's art that's like technical and craft.
Mhm.
And I think, in my opinion, which is ironic because it's like as far as music goes, I definitely prefer the creative side more than the technical side. But when it comes to actual physical art, like paintings, I heavily prefer technical art.
Mhm.
I'm
You're a big
not super
modernist.
impressed by like modern art.
Impressionism.
Except I like surrealism a lot, but I like my favorite surrealists are like Magritte and fucking the Picasso and shit. Like those are like my favorite. And
Damn,
Bakshinsky.
Picasso, bro.
I mean, like like people who are like technically skilled who are doing surrealist art.
I mean, was Picasso skilled?
Yes, dude.
I think he's overrated as fuck.
The
but-
fuck?
I think Picasso's gotten blown way too much. They
What?
blew that dude.
Nah,
Nah,
Picasso's
bro.
goated. Picasso's goated.
Nah.
Anyway, whatever. It doesn't matter. All right. Feel good about that one?
Yeah.
Oh, what the-
Swings.
I'm a swing.
I thought this was a Korn
What
fucking
the
album cover.
fuck?
Yeah.
Swings?
Swings.
Evan?
I can't think of a fucking use of a swing other than just joy.
I'll say underrated. I don't think that you can ever overrate something as beautiful as a swing, dude. It's just
No.
a perfect device. As an engineer, dude, it's the perfect device. It is like literally fucking one of the easiest things in the world. It's just like you don't need any. It's like the fucking soccer of like things that you can play with as a kid. It's just like you can do it anywhere. It's beautiful.
yeah, I guess you can play with swings as an adult too. So
Yeah, what do you mean? People swing from shit all the time. You ever seen those big ass swings at like Cedar Point and shit? They fucking swing you.
I've actually never been.
The
on
concept
those.
of a swing is goaded.
That's more so a pendulum.
You ever played
yeah.
Rush Hour?
No, I've
Nah, this
watched
guy
Rush
had
Hour.
no fucking
I've
balls
seen
in
Rush
middle
Hour.
school. This dude was the fucking
Was it on
latest dude in the
GameCube?
middle school. No, bitch ass. It was on the fucking. It was on the gridiron. It was on the fucking playground. You never played Rush Hour?
Oh.
It's when you run in between the fucking
Oh,
the
is that-
swings.
Oh, no, I did play that.
Motherfuckers
no, yeah.
got their
I forgot it
teeth
was called
knocked out of
Rush
that
Hour.
shit. People
yeah, no, I
died,
played the shit out of
dude.
that.
Yeah.
I thought it was called
People
Rush Hour.
died.
I thought it was called like fucking like bait or some bullshit. Where it's like you have to like I don't know or like bowl or something.
Maybe you're fucked up.
Well,
school,
you guys
dude.
went to a different school, so for elementary.
Much
but,
better
but wait, no, middle school we played it. I played it hell in middle school.
We came from the fucking coal mines. We're the
Bro, you guys were
Dostoevsky.
fucking.
We're Dostoevsky. You're Tolstoy,
We gotta
buddy.
go back to this.
Yeah, sorry.
Tolstoy,
You're right.
fucking Dostoevsky. Those guys are losers. You sound like the fucking GTA 5 Trevor actor. You ever read Dostoevsky?
Does he say that in the fucking game?
No, it's like because he's a certified GTA hater. He's like fuck GTA. You ever read Dostoevsky? It sounds so fucking retarded, dude.
That's awesome.
It sounds so fucking stupid.
That's cool.
Neutrally rated. I can't think of a fucking
bitch ass answer.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. Of course, I love you.
Exactly. It's fun.
Yeah, wait, come on, Cramer, bring us home.
I'm gonna say, oh, shit, you do have a good point though. They're everywhere. So how can they be underrated?
Well, I wouldn't.
It's a de facto thing to build.
It's like saying the Beatles are underrated.
The
right?
Beatles
'Cause it's
are
true.
overrated.
It's true.
Yeah.
No, the Beatles are
Slightly.
underrated.
Is it teeter-totter better though?
Fuck no.
What about
The spinning merry-go-round ones are goated.
Yeah.
Those
the
are
best
cool.
player. Where you
But those
can
are
just
dangerous.
Whip your homies
Oh, these are
around
fucking dangerous
and,
too,
bash
yeah.
their brains in. Yeah, no.
But I don't know, dude. There's like this feeling when you're a kid, when you're up in the air right before gravity takes you back down, and you look and you can see the fucking sky, and it feels for like a second like you're actually fucking flying.
Yeah.
And that is one of the most beautiful feelings as a kid ever. And then it, just like life, dude, it comes crashing down.
Wow, it's so
And the gravity-
metaphorical.
But it really is a beautiful
Damn.
fucking
You should
thing.
write poetry.
It's a
Did you-
very left brain
is very-
thing.
This dude was in his fucking house playing fucking
Bruh.
jerking off to fucking Monster Hunter
As a
Worlds or
kid?
whatever as a kid.
That's
yeah, whatever the
fucking
fuck you doing.
crazy,
You
bro.
freako pervert, dude.
I
Whatever
built
the fuck you
swings,
were
bro.
doing.
I'm a fucking engineer.
You built
Always
swings?
been.
Where?
I built swings and scooters
Where?
at our house.
You built a swing
had
in your
hella
house?
trees.
And you're saying it's fucking fairly
Yeah,
rated?
You just get ropes and a fucking wooden thing.
Oh, yeah.
The de facto kid swing that you could build.
He's too close to the gears. He lost the magic.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No, I played Nerf, bro.
That's such a
Nah,
fucking
but for
good
me,
quote.
the goated
Holy
kid
shit.
experience was like Nerf darts with my dad.
Too close to the gears, you lost the magic, buddy. That's fucking awesome. Yo, that's a fucking gangster quote. That quote is fucking. I'm gonna start using that. That's so badass. You lost the magic.
But they're neutrally rated.
Fuck, dude. That sounds like something that somebody would say to like Walt Disney in a movie. You got too close to the gears, Walt. You lost the magic. That's
Don't lie
fucking
to me,
awesome.
Walt.
Anyway, sorry. I didn't mean to fuck you up in that one.
You didn't mean to fuck me? Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I did.
It's
No,
alright.
dude. If I meant to fuck you,
That's
I would
good.
fuck you, bro. Let's keep it a buck.
You
I
fuck
can
me on a
seduce
swing, you
you.
fucking pervert.
Oh, what
He
the
can
hell?
seduce you.
I seduce you.
I can
can
mentally
seduce you
seduce
so fast,
you.
bro. I can seduce you so fast.
Seduce you with
I
my
want to see Joe
tongue.
naked on a swing.
All right, what is this?
All right.
Oh,
for our final one, we have
Catholics.
caskets.
Catholics?
Sorry, caskets. Yeah.
Caskets, close.
Caskets?
Yeah.
Ooh, Evan, this has to be you because you fucking
You're first.
deferred last time, dude.
I didn't defer.
You took too long. I jumped in.
No, you were just
All
fucking
right,
off the
I'll
gun.
do caskets.
You're just a loser.
Caskets overrated as fuck.
I knew you'd say
Unnecessary.
that. That's why I wanted you to go
It's
first.
it's like big casket. It's like a fucking. It's just a fucking
Big
racket.
Costco.
Bro. When people die, it's such a fucking racket. Now, if you make your own casket, sure, whatever. But I'm talking about like big casket, fucking huge racket. When you die, caskets are like, bro, they're like
Thousands.
$12,000 sometimes.
Yeah.
For what?
Costco's
a
got
piece of fucking
Costco's
wood?
got 900 nice looking ones.
Okay.
Yeah. Now this is a casket, not a racket.
I saw you fucking. I saw the shit working in your eyes.
see that, bro?
I knew you had
See
that
that?
joke fucking
It's a
cooked
cross
up.
right there,
I was
bro.
trying to postpone that joke for as long as I could to minimize its effect on my ego. Yeah, I had to defer it. No, I do think they're overrated. as shit.
Interesting.
I think you just. I
So-
mean, cremate yourself. Who gives a fuck?
So you're a big cremator.
I'm
I saw
I'm
a movie
big
about cremation,
cremator,
actually. It's
bro.
called The Cremator.
I
It's very
cremate all the
interesting.
fucking time,
You
dude.
cremate?
Yeah,
Cremate
I'm a big
the- yeah.
cremator. No,
Okay.
sorry. Yeah, I would say overrated.
I'll go overrated too.
Let's go.
I kind of wish you could just dump me in the river. I understand the sanitary reasons why you couldn't. So
No, that's
I don't know.
alright.
Getting cremated is all right. Though I don't want my like loved ones to store me. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't like that
urn.
either. I think you should get dumped somewhere, or like,
Yeah.
well,
Dump
cremate
it
you
to
and then
crumpet.
store you in a fucking little box. You know, like
Yeah.
they make those little things.
Yeah, the mausoleums.
It's like a microwave.
Mausoleums,
Yeah,
I think they call them, is where you store the ash.
That's what they call
urns
that. A
in-
mausoleum.
You have a wall.
Next to the
They
mausoleum.
microwave your dead body. Just ash.
I'm like, just no. This is what you gotta do. Turn me into ash,
And
but
fuck
fucking
me up.
no. Mix me in with like some red pepper flakes, and then throw me on a
Eat
Little
me?
Caesars
Oh.
pizza.
That's
Yeah.
fucking crazy.
I mean, a Little Caesars pizza.
That's fucking
You
crazy.
want your loved ones to eat you?
That's fucking wild.
I'm like, why does this taste like cat piss? And I was just
Shit.
addicted to drinking cat
I
piss.
saw a skit about that
That's how they
recently,
figured that
where it's
out.
like they actually made coffee out of like the grandfather's ashes or something, and like one of the people like liked it a lot, so they just kept fucking drinking it.
That's foul.
I can't remember who it was, but yeah.
Anyway, all right, Evan.
Caskets. I'm gonna say overrated as well, actually. But I think
Unanimous.
I think cremation's kind of gay.
Why? This
What?
fucking Catholic guy. Is it because of religious reasons?
No, it's because I want to have like a plot of land where it's like you can see, yeah, like there's a body down there. I don't know, but
That is cool.
oh, it is no.
cool, but
let me clarify.
funny.
Let me clarify. So it's like I think caskets are overrated. I think the solution we need to bring back actually is like family-owned crypts, What you do is
Yo.
you set aside like
What if you're a blood though? Yeah, what if you're fucking blood?
You can't get buried. Sorry.
Like you get cremated.
Yeah,
You
you
didn't
get
make
cremated
it.
Fuck,
like
if
a
you're
fucking
blood, you
loser.
get cremated.
Bremated.
You get
So-
cremated.
So what I
Fuck.
think, and then this might be illegal
Oh,
actually because our
shit.
country's gay, but I think what you have to do, what people need to do is like, you have to have like a half-acre plot of land for like a family crypt, and you just bury everybody there, like in a
Holy
fucking like
shit.
wooden box.
Make America crip again.
Yeah,
dude.
make them Crips. Yeah. Crips and Bloods. The Floops Fugalies. We gotta fucking bring back family Crips. So you just put them in like a fucking concrete box or like a hole. Or did you guys see the video of people who like get buried in like the base of a tree now? And like
fuck?
people have been doing that shit
Yeah,
now.
that's fucked for a tree, huh?
No, the tree like harvests your body for like nutrients.
What the fuck?
But then the weird thing is, it's like when it produces fruit, that's like fucking body like
Yeah.
fruit. So it's like kind of I don't know, kind of gross to think about. But
What if it produced a fruit and you were like, it was just your face and you were like, get me the fuck out of here. It was like a sentient fucking apple.
Yeah.
It's a banana tree.
it looks like it looks like the fucking OG like Mr. Orange fucking shit
Yeah,
YouTube
yeah,
videos.
yeah,
Like
the
shit
angry
that.
orange.
Yeah. So I think this is overrated. Family crypts are the way to go. Cremation, I'm kind of iffy about. I think cremation's overrated as well. I'm not gonna lie.
I can get behind family
Family
crypt.
crypts are so fucking cool.
The New Orleans shit where they
setting
got
up
them
like a
above ground,
fucking
too.
metal gothic metal spike fence around the whole thing and like eerie owls and shit. That is such a
That's
cool
really
fucking
cool.
vibe.
Yeah.
And like all the family members are buried here from like 1700s to whatever.
You got to think about the world, dude, in the land. We're running out of land.
Well, eventually the family crypt goes just away. I mean, you're gonna be dust anyway. You're gonna be nothing.
Yeah, but
From
then,
dust we are to dust we shall return.
Who's gonna
All we
build-
are is
who's gonna-
dust in the wind.
all we are. That song fucking bangs. I did cry to that song one time. When we were up north, I was like looking at the stars. And I was listening to Dust in the Wind. I was like, oh my god,
That
we
is
really
sad.
are just dust in the wind, dude.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Catholics are on that shit, dude.
Catholics, that's a that
Ash
song's-
Wednesday, bro.
Ash Wednesday.
From dust you are to dust you shall return.
Yeah, but
It's
Catholics get
biblical.
like but then Catholics they say that, but then they get like the biggest goddamn fucking crypt you've like you're saying.
No.
Bro. Then they're like
that's only
like,
Albanians,
to ash,
dude.
to dust we shall
That's
return, and then
only
you build a fucking 40,000 hour crypt for your family, and you're like, yeah, well, guess it's not
fucking
fucking.
dude, you have like some angelic concrete statue.
Everything
looking
looks
over,
like
bro. That
Resident
shit's so
Evil
fucking
4.
Cool.
You're like
it's
fucking-
badass.
The
It is
skull of a
badass.
saint, just
Yeah, it's
inflated
fucking
in
right
gold.
there. Yeah,
It is
but
very
bedazzle
badass.
my skull when I die.
No, the French were cool though. They threw everybody in like a fucking like a
The
living crypt.
catacombs.
Like
Yeah, the
a pit.
catacombs are
That's
gangsta.
that's also badass. People used to build churches out of people's bodies.
That's cool.
It's fucking like the entire walls and like chandeliers are just made of bone.
Bro,
There's-
Catholics were
in the Czech
on-
Republic. There's like the Church
they
of
were
Bones.
off
It's
a
called.
beam, dude. Back
Oh,
in
yeah.
the day, like they
Oh,
were
yeah.
really just like
It's
doing-
practical as fuck. It's hard as fuck. Like
That's what I'm saying.
hard
It's
as
not
fuck.
practical. I'm hard as he's hard as fuck just thinking about it. Ladies and gentlemen, the
So yeah,
people in the
catacombs,
court-
crypts, way to go. Ancient practices the way to go.
Oh shit.
So yeah, we don't have to
jumped
go to
the
this
gun.
yet.
My
If
bad,
you,
my bad.
just-
We get
No,
shit
let's
on
do
cast.
it. I think we're ready.
you want to do the final section here?
I think so. Unless you got, I mean, I'm cool with having.
We can maybe we talk after. We can talk after this. This will be quick.
For the people of the court, there was supposed to be a slide that said Midwest Propaganda on it, and it was misplaced somehow, probably by me. So that's my.
This
that's
was
my
supposed to say
apology.
Midwest Propaganda.
It was supposed to be so that we'd have a
It says
conversation.
Midwest
before the
States.
weekly
Oh,
review.
before this. Yeah, that was
Before the
before. Yeah, we
weekly
didn't insert one here.
Yeah.
We'll fix that for next week.
But
We'll
that's,
get
that's
sorted.
okay. Any,
We'll get sorted.
is there like what's some big shit you guys need to talk about this week? I feel like there's. You seem like you got something you need to get off your chest.
Dude,
You're a little
I just want
heavy.
to say these boys talked so much shit the last episode, and the second House of Dragon came out,
It was so fucking.
they were like, "Oh, dude, I just watched it. Like, it came out 2 seconds
that's true. It
ago.
was like-
I watched it and loved it."
We did hop on that shit
Yeah.
very quickly, backwards style.
And I also watched it, and I also talked shit, and it was good.
It was a good
I
episode.
fucking thought it was really good. I'm not gonna lie.
My problem was I didn't do any recap. I didn't watch the
Yeah, yeah.
previous 2 seasons beforehand. So when the shit was going down, I had like almost no investment
Yeah.
whatsoever in what was actually happening. If I did all that, which I'm probably going to do, I'll rewatch it and I'll be like, yeah, this was good as fuck. It seemed from afar a good episode.
Crystal and I got like 10 minutes into it, and then we were like, she was like, "Who the fuck is that character?" And I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, that was the dude that she was banging."
Yeah.
And then I googled it, and I was totally wrong.
Yeah.
So we just paused the
Yeah.
episode, and then we recapped
Yeah,
it.
that
So I
was
like,
literally me.
"Holy
That was
shit."
literally me.
Yeah, that episode. I mean, I thought the episode was great, dude. But I do think, in a way, not to be a Debbie Downer, but I do think that this is their way of appeasing fans, so that for the next 2-3 episodes they can do nothing,
Yeah.
which is
They'll be
fine.
able
I
to-
think they deserve it.
But
But like,
for season 2 though,
that's the thing.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing. Season 3 should be fucking balls to the walls because season 2 was
like
so
4 major
fucking
battles
boring.
in the lore.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
like there was like one battle the whole season, and the whole season they were like, "We're gonna fucking kill each other,"
Yeah.
and then nothing fucking happened.
Damon. I'm fucking high in a castle.
Dude, the amount of fucking Giga Jaws in that show is
Giga
it's actually
Jaws.
insane. Everybody's just like Keira Knightley the whole fucking time. They're just
Badass.
Keira Knightley goated, friend of the pod. Keira Knightley,
This episode is actually sponsored by Keira Knightley.
sponsored by Keira
Her
dot
beauty,
org.
her beauty cosmetic products.
Yeah,
She
Keira
paid for this whole
Knightley.org.
episode.
Yeah, she sells retinol.
Yep.
Korean retinol.
Yep.
Straight from the source.
Yep.
But yeah,
Foreskin.
I thought it was a good episode. Anyway.
Yeah, I thought it was all right. Same thing. Like, I literally did not know. Like, I think the black guy was talking to the sea snake. His
Oh,
son.
yeah,
Oh, the son, the bastard son.
Yeah, I had no idea who that was the whole time.
Something
so that's
Hall,
like,
John Hall or something. I think his name is.
yeah,
John Wall?
John do the John.
Whoa.
What do the John? What? Based.
Yeah, I don't know the lore behind John Wall, so I didn't really understand that whole plot point.
Yeah, I had completely forgotten.
He was just a bastard, I guess. Yeah.
He I think the sea snake's trying to like bring him back into the fold because he felt bad
The
for
sea
like,
snake.
abandoning him.
Yeah.
The sea pickle.
Snake.
Yeah.
This ghost shark. They
but
should have called his ass the
ghost shark.
the
That'd be
ghost
cool.
fish or whatever.
Um,
Anyway, sorry.
I didn't the Corsair, whatever that bitch is. I was like, did I fucking see this woman before?
I was so glad she died. And that's the
Who-
thing. I didn't know who that was,
They
but
were
I
like,
was
acting retarded too.
within 30 seconds. I was like, she needs to die immediately. She
Yeah.
sucks so much.
It's like fuck off. But the way the fucking Lannister guy died was fucking hilarious.
Yes.
Just fucking threw him in the water in his like fucking suit of armor. It's like that's kind of fucking funny. Like it's such an irrelevant death.
Yeah. Well,
Like-
is he dead though? I don't know.
I'm pretty sure in the lore he's dead too.
Oh,
So I think
shit.
he's certifiably dead. But that actor he played two other characters in the OG Game of Thrones show.
Yeah, I remember.
He was like that squire in season 1
Yeah.
that like that fights the mountain, I think. And he did something else as like a Lannister guy. So it's that guy's like in all of them. It's fucking cool. They keep reusing him. But yeah, I felt people were just being like retarded, bro. Like Jace the son, like fucking locking
Yeah,
your mom in, bro.
spoilers.
Who gives a fuck?
Spoiler alert.
I'm not gonna say what happens, but it's like he's retarded.
Well-
Yeah.
And then the one sea snake's daughter that like goes and gets the dragon, retarded as fuck.
That shit was actually funny though.
It is funny, but
that
it's,
shit
like,
was funny because
retarded.
that was probably the literal most realistic thing that's ever happened in
Probably.
any Game of Thrones show.
Yeah.
Is that she fucking tried to get this dragon. The dragon immediately fucked everything and then ruined the entire battle for them. That
Yeah.
shit was awesome.
Yeah, it was
Actually,
pretty
that was
cool.
probably my favorite part of the episode.
Yeah. It's just retarded.
It was very funny though.
Yeah.
It was and him also. I had to look it up because it is in the book how spoilers how Jace dies, like how
Yeah.
he dies
He dies
is in the
at the
book the
crash,
exact
yeah.
same way, which
Yeah.
I do think is a badass fucking way to kill him.
Yeah,
Because
just
it's
crossbows
so
ass.
unremarkable
Yeah.
that he just gets fucking shot by some randos. That
Yeah.
shit is badass.
Yeah, that was cool.
And also very unexpected. I was not expecting that shit. So I
Yeah.
thought they were gonna drag out his death like they were fucking dragging out that one motherfucker. But anyway,
Yeah.
okay.
I
I
think-
feel like we
I think
should
season 3 would
get.
be better.
Sorry for the sake of time.
Yeah, we can keep moving
I-
on. It's
let's-
all right.
let's jump
we'll
into-
minimize the free talk. Maybe we can do
Yeah,
it
no,
afterwards.
of course. Let's jump into the weekly ranking. So this is a new segment brought to you by our very own Evan. We are going to do a ranking every week. We've got a tier list. We're going to try and build out that tier list and try and
Live,
make
yeah.
as accurate a list as
Yep.
humanly possible. So none of us really have. I mean, we've got some preconceived notions and ideas about Midwest states, but none of us really have a full glimpse. So,
So I guess real quick, here we got
my bad.
it's all good. So yeah, I created
I'll
this
take
tier
a
list
look,
here.
yeah,
So real quick, I just highlighted all of the federally classified Midwest states here. So it was Ohio to the Dakotas, Nebraska, and Iowa there. Kansas there. So yeah, that was the government name registered Midwest states. That's what I pulled into our tier list here.
Excellent. Let's dive
I
right
was
in.
actually it turned out pretty good on this TV.
Let's
here.
start
Hold on.
out with the fucking easiest one that we can. I just agreed to cookies, by the way, which probably fucked my whole
Yeah.
lineage up. My DNA just got
Yeah, you're
sold to
fucked.
fucking North Korea.
You know, it's about
Um,
time we ranked. I figured there's a good way to start. You know, ranking the Midwest states. We are Midwestern propaganda. I
Yeah.
think we should let the
I
audience
agree.
know where we sit on our fellow states here.
And let's come out swinging because I think actually fuck. Hold on, we do have to wait a second. Okay, so I'm gonna start off. I don't know how this is the best way to do this, right? But let's start with Ohio. Let's just go straight down the fucking line. How does that sound?
That's all right.
Yeah,
Sounds fair?
works for me.
Okay, so Ohio. I mean, we can't put it in not Midwest because it very obviously
it's
is
very
Midwest.
obviously
This is like
Midwest.
one of the
Great Lakes
most
state,
Midwestern
yeah.
states of all time.
Yeah.
It does
Yeah.
suck ass, but in my opinion, there are states that are definitely worse. Than Ohio,
Oh, 100%.
honestly. Okay, I'm
I-
glad you guys agree.
I'll
Yeah.
put it in B tier to be
I
honest.
B?
B tier. I was thinking
Holy
B.
shit!
I was thinking B.
I was thinking C.
That's crazy
B
because I have
tier.
another state that should be going in C.
Okay, B. You know what?
But I think
No.
we
You guys, since both of you said B,
we'll put in B.
I will relegate it to B.
Well, what we can do is we can put states in front of Ohio. And we can
Correct.
push Ohio to the tail end of B maybe to
You're
make
right.
up
You're good idea.
for your, we'll rank the individual
I
tiers
feel
here.
good about that though. Michigan,
Easy S.
easy S, right?
Easy S. Goated
Easy S.
state.
Now,
One of the best.
I'm not
probably
gonna
the
lie.
best
If we're
state in
being
the union.
realistic, if I'm taking out bias, I'd actually put it in A. But as far as the Midwest goes, I think there's really only one other option that is even could be considered S,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I would say Michigan has
Yes.
to be up there. Kramer, thoughts?
Yeah, I don't think there's a. I think it's the best Midwest state.
Yeah. The legacy of Michigan is, and we talked about earlier with Detroit and in Henry Ford, and I don't know. Michigan's just too OP. I think.
Just look at the fucking silhouette.
And we got the fucking this shit. We got the fucking.
Look at the build.
Yeah.
Look at the state build.
You could fit a
is the
whole
prettiest-
Glock firearm in Saginaw.
It is by far the prettiest state. The only other one that even comes kind of close is maybe Minnesota, but Michigan is just a gorgeous looking.
Wisconsin, Minnesota, Michigan. I like the way Ohio looks too. It kind of looks like a fucking fat rotisserie chicken. But I skipped dinner, so maybe that's why. But
yeah, I think you might just be.
okay, this is what I'm talking about right
Indiana.
here. Indiana, at best C tier.
Oh fuck no, D. I'm putting it.
The thing
dead
is,
D.
I think there's other thing that needs to go in D. Well, we can
I don't know,
reorganize
dude.
later.
I think Indiana is the worst
dog
state
shit.
in the fucking country. Now
That's-
I can't put it
that's
in not
crazy.
Midwest because it is the Midwest. I
It
hate
is Midwest.
Indiana. No offense to the fucking Indiana dude, but
There's nothing there.
I hate Indiana.
Indiana. It's boring. There's
It is
nothing
my
there.
least favorite state to drive through. It's my least favorite state to exist in. They have Shipshawana.
There's
and
worse
some Amish
states on
people.
this tier than Indiana.
I don't know.
They
I'm
got
sorry.
Notre Dame. So-
North
the
Indiana's
Notre
cool.
Dame.
South Bend,
At the
Notre Dame, pretty cool. I've been to Fort Wayne. It was all right. Indianapolis has never really visited, but
I don't know, man.
I don't like Indiana that much.
fucking
I
hate
think
Indiana.
best case C tier.
What do you think?
I
You're
would put
deciding
it at
now.
B, so go
Oh
C
shit.
tier.
Okay, C.
Okay, I guess it's gonna be my tier list.
All right, we'll go with C.
I like defending the drive over states.
I don't
Okay.
like. Yeah, I get what you're saying, but I do hate
Look,
Indiana.
and this is
Indiana's
Midwestern
just fucking,
states.
It's just
this
full
is,
of tolls, not toll zones.
there are total. Gary,
yes.
Indiana.
You also like if you go over like 50 miles per hour, you get arrested there.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
That place fucking blows.
I think we can all recognize these are Midwestern states. I know you obviously think it's dog shit, but Midwest, as far as Midwestern states go, it's definitely near the bottom of the Midwestern states for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, Illinois.
S tier.
I think so as well. I think Chicago straight pulls it S.
Chicago's
Cramer, I
dope.
know you're like the biggest Chicago fan of all time.
I would honestly put it in A just
Yeah.
because I think Chicago's doing a lot of heavy
All the
lifting.
heavy lifting.
That's true, that's a good
Springfield,
point.
yeah.
Ah,
Springfield.
fuck, you're right. We can't put it in S for one fucking city.
But it's Chicago.
Yeah,
It is-
That is true.
It's the best metropolis in America.
I agree. I think we got to do A though. I think.
And
you're
it's
right.
on the fucking. It has the best
If-
line, bro.
But if the
on
Chicago,
the Great Lakes, bro,
if the
it's
Chicago
beautiful.
fan is saying it's got to go in A, I think it's got to go in A.
yeah, that's why Indiana
I
has to be
wash my
higher.
hands of this like
This
Pontius
is this is
Pilate,
the
bro.
the most pious. Yeah, this is the most pious Bears fan of all time, and he's saying A.
Yeah, whatever. Throw it in A. That's all right.
I think we got to put that in A. Wisconsin.
Also, one thing real quick. I actually
sure.
didn't do this on purpose, but I accidentally colored the 4 NFC North teams, their fucking NFL teams, like completely subconsciously.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
I did not even realize I did that.
That's really interesting.
What the fuck?
Damn, you're gay. Wow.
Yeah, I've been watching too much football.
All right,
I am
all right,
gay.
all right. I want to jump forward because I think there's some hitters here, and I think there's some shitters.
Okay, yeah.
again,
Well,
so
this is easy.
I don't-
These last
dude,
4.
Yeah, I don't know a fucking thing about them.
Okay, these last 4, all of them not Midwest. Fuck all 4 of those
I agree
last
with you.
ones.
I agree. Well,
Kansas, not Midwest.
Kansas is
Nebraska,
the
not
only one-
Midwest. This is the Great Plains region. This isn't
Kansas
the
is
fucking
the only one I
Midwest.
could consider just because I respect the fact that Kansas is dog shit. Like, I respect the fact that it's just a flat ass piece of shit state.
But the funny thing, the best part about Kansas City is in Missouri.
Oh, the Chiefs bring it down to not Midwest. Hold on.
I
forgot
would
about
put
Kansas.
Nebraska in.
And you would
think so?
classify Nebraska as a Midwest state?
So would you put it D?
Yeah, just because.
I feel confident.
I don't think it's fucking Great
Dude,
Plains,
I'm not
dude.
gonna lie. I don't fucking
It's not
know.
Midwest.
I'm like trying to imagine where Kansas and Nebraska are, and I just can't. I know where Kansas is. I don't know where the fuck Nebraska is. Where's Nebraska?
next to it.
I had a
Where?
fucking trailer breakdown
Which
in Omaha,
direction?
Nebraska. It was It was like a 9-hour drive
Hold
of
on,
nothingness.
actually, let me look back at this. Which one's no? Oh,
Nebraska's right there.
okay, Nebraska.
Yeah,
Kansas.
So
the
they're more
last
north.
4 are the 4 in the Great Plains. There,
Oh,
bro.
oh. Wait,
Those
am I
are
tripping?
not fucking Midwest states.
Oh, I thought this.
So we got
Yeah, you're
Kansas in
right.
green,
Okay, yeah.
Nebraska in yellow, and then South and North Dakota in those 2 teal colors.
Okay, but you think Nebraska should be in D?
That's an interesting take.
See, Nebraska's got a goated album though. That's Nebraska's
Nebraska?
a goated album.
Well, I would actually.
I was
if,
better.
I'm okay with not considering them Midwest, but I had to actually put them higher just because they invented the I form in football, which is
Oh.
like, even though they were in the Big 12 playing against like Texas and shit, they were. That's like the most Midwestern like football formation you can get. So
Really?
yeah,
Interesting.
That bumps Nebraska to D.
yeah.
I'll go off your college
Culturally,
football
yeah,
knowledge.
I understand that. Culturally, it's not Midwest.
Okay,
It's
I'm fine with that. I can sleep at
It's
night.
fine. It's all right.
I can sleep at night. And South Dakota and North Dakota are
Both
obviously
not
not
Midwest.
Midwest.
Why are the government registering?
That's
these
just
in
some
Midwest?
whack bullshit.
That's bullshit.
Okay, Missouri is an
so,
interesting
okay.
one.
So I win Missouri. I'm willing to accept their Midwestern states,
I
but me
would say so.
personally, I would not classify them as such. Out of the 2 of them, I'd classify Missouri as more Midwestern simply
Yeah.
due to the industrial sort of nature of St. Louis.
I love
Very,
St.
very
Louis.
cool
I think
city.
St. Louis is fucking awesome.
So that's why I don't think they should be in the Midwest. As far as where they go, I think Iowa. You want to do Iowa or Missouri first?
We'll do Missouri first.
Okay, Missouri. I'd probably put in C tier. I'd put it
I could do
higher.
that.
I'd put it higher, but I don't really consider it's an honorary Midwest state. I wouldn't consider it like a core Midwest
I'm
state.
cool with putting it, but I want to put it in front of Indiana. I'm not
Yo,
gonna
easily
bullshit you.
in
Yeah.
front of Indiana.
I got to put it in front of
Easily.
Indiana. And I'll tell you, here's the deal too. To the motherfucker that thought that it was cool to argue with me in a TikTok about the St. Louis Rams versus the LA Rams, you're retarded. This fucking guy said that I was saying that I missed the St. Louis Rams jerseys and their colors.
Yeah.
So I thought the St. Louis
They're
Rams
very cool
colors
looking.
were way fucking
Blue and
cooler
bronze.
than the little bullshit highlighter LA Rams jerseys
Yeah.
now, dude.
Yeah.
And imagine fucking Matt Stafford wearing a St. Louis Rams,
Piss. Oh,
like a
not
2006 Rams jersey.
Yeah.
It would look so much fucking like a Kurt Warner fucking jersey. It would look so much better than he looks in this little
Yeah.
dog shitter
Yeah.
fucking highlighter color. So
This region of
St.
the,
Louis
of
is
the
goated,
country
man.
is missing an NFL team, and they got to bring the Rams back.
shout out,
to St. Louis.
shout out to the Battlehawks, dude.
Oh shit.
That's
Battlehawks.
the UFL.
Yeah.
I think they
Oh,
just won
shit.
the fucking UFL
in
title,
St.
dude.
Louis.
Yeah, mud.
That's
Yeah,
badass.
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't
They
watch
hold the
UFL.
belt, dude.
I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure they just fucking won that shit. All right, so
So
we'll
you
put,
guys are cool above Indiana in C tier.
Yeah, let me move. There we go.
Okay.
Moyne.
Indiana
That's so
fucking-
petty.
Moyne. All right, let's jump into Iowa.
I gotta put D tier.
Ooh. But Iowa, dude, hold on, though.
Nothing's there. It's Great Plains.
No.
but I don't know.
Iowa's got a great, if you're talking about college football, Iowa's got some great college football there. But they
Big
also have,
Ten.
Iowa's got some beautiful, like everybody knows, you think about Iowa, you're thinking about corn. And that is Midwest.
That sounds more Great Plains to me. I don't know.
That's so Midwest.
It
Because when they
is,
talk about corn
but
fed,
the thing is,
that's Iowa.
But Iowa is only corn. Midwest is a combination of corn and industry. That's what I think of when I think of Midwest. Corn plus
I
industry.
think corn, corn is also, dude. Corn is like, when I think of like the Midwest in my heart of hearts, dude, and I close my eyes, obviously I think of Michigan. But when I'm not thinking about Michigan, I'm thinking about fucking just a cornfield in the fall.
Okay.
And that to me
That's
is
fine.
like, that's Iowa. Dude.
So
I would say,
below Missouri, above Indiana, and C tier.
I'm not gonna lie to you. If we're talking Midwestern, I think Iowa's more Midwestern than Missouri and Indiana. And
Really?
I'd be willing to
Okay.
put it at the end of B purely on. Dude, think about this.
Then Indiana.
But think about this. Think about this. Iowa, as boring as it is, why does it have so much fucking like clout? Why do people talk about? Nobody talks about fucking Kansas or South Dakota. They talk about fucking Iowa.
Because the
People
fucking
talk about it.
the festival, the big music festival thing that goes on there.
Oh, I don't know about
Hey,
that.
look, I got my cousin's
Burning
my cousin's
Man.
partner. She's from Iowa, not Burning Man. It's like a
I don't
whatever they call it. It's the Iowa Corn Fest. I can't remember what it's
It's
fucking
got to
called.
be, yeah.
I can't remember.
Oh, hold on, Cramer. You've been awfully quiet.
Well,
Big take coming with Iowa. here.
Nebraska is the Nebraska Cornhuskers. That's their college football team.
There's no way you moved Nebraska up, bro.
But actually, Illinois, I believe, produces more corn than Iowa.
Oh my
I
God, so they're
believe it.
liars.
Yeah, I believe it.
Yeah.
I've been
The thing
fucking
is- the
duped
thing is,
by
you
big
understand-
corn.
The industrial powerhouse
Yeah.
of like the non-Iowa states, they still produce a shitload of crops.
Yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
shitload. Especially Indiana. And I don't like
Oh my
Indiana
God,
that
you're
much.
right, dude.
But
I
That-
fell for big corn's fucking.
big corn. I think Iowa and Nebraska, Iowa and Missouri are honorary Midwest states, but I can't put either of them higher than C tier.
You convinced me. I'll do D. I'll do high D. You guys have
And-
successfully convinced me. You've changed
Yeah.
my mind.
Iowa, and you know, I feel bad because I mean, I'd rather go to Iowa than Indiana, and that's why I feel bad. But it's about Midwest.
No, Indiana,
states.
you're right though. And
It's about
actually,
being a Midwest state.
Indiana at C. I'm starting to feel bad about this. I'm not gonna lie. I think I gotta move this in front of Missouri, dude. Do you guys feel okay with that?
I think strictly because Missouri and Iowa, I don't consider them Midwest states. I'm fine.
Yes,
with it.
I'm starting to think that like now that I'm thinking about it, dude,
honorary.
I'm thinking about like the Pacers and I'm thinking about like Caitlin Clark and I'm thinking about all these Indiana motherfuckers.
Yeah,
I'm thinking about Indiana University. I knew some people who went
Notre
there.
Dame is a very important place.
Notre Dame.
I just think of the Great Lakes region as the Midwest.
I just
If you
hate.
touch
I
the
hate
Great
driving.
Lakes,
There's no state I would rather drive through less than Indiana. No bullshit.
Yeah, that's
like
true.
no
Yeah.
bullshit.
I think it's the flattest
And you know
state
what?
in the
That
entire
just
country.
fucking triggered me, bro. That shit's getting moved
Yeah.
back to the.
I think
accent of
Indiana
C.
is literally the flattest state in the country.
Okay, now let's get to some.
This is gonna be where it's
some
interesting,
real,
'cause these are some
real
hitters here.
bastards here. Wisconsin. Now here we go. This is where it gets dark.
Uh-oh.
Is Wisconsin A or is it S? 'Cause
would
I think
put
it's
A.
gotta be up there.
I was thinking A originally.
I'm thinking,
But
I can live
I
with that.
have to put it behind Illinois, I think.
Ooh,
But I really like Wisconsin.
No, hell
Yeah.
no. Wisconsin is like our.
Wisconsin is the
Brother.
closest to Michigan.
It's like our brother.
culturally. Yeah, it is.
I love everyone I've met
But
from
so is
Wisconsin. I've like loved. Like they know.
Yeah.
I lived in a different state
S
for a
tier.
couple
Put it-
years.
put S tier.
Yes.
Culver's.
I
forgot about
think
Culver's.
it's got to be high A at least. But I lived in a different state for a couple of years, and when I would meet Midwestern people who said they were from the Midwest, the only people that I could truly ever relate to outside of Michigan people, obviously,
Wisconsin's, yeah.
was people from Wisconsin.
Yeah.
They genuinely get it in a way that I've never heard, at least of the Michigan Midwest. They understand it better than any other state. In fact, sometimes I'm like, holy fuck, they understood it more than other people I know from Michigan. I'm like,
Yeah.
damn, like
Yeah.
they get it, and it's because most of them are alcoholics.
Yeah.
True. It's
Which is
the
like
beer.
truly-
It's the beer culture of farming and building.
So I think Wisconsin's holy shit, I almost lit my ass on fire. I think Wisconsin's got to go at least in high A, but I'm gonna make the case. I do think it could go into S, but I understand. I also think if you're looking at like industrial complexes, Wisconsin embodies that in a very similar way.
Yeah. Green
to-
Bay and Duluth, very cool.
Also-
Duluth Trading Company's awesome.
Let's keep it a buck.
We got
too.
Carhartt, though.
We legally can't say this because we're Lions. Well, we're Lions fans. He's Bears, but he also legally can't say this because he's a Bears fan.
Yeah, the beef
But-
with the Green Bay.
Green Bay is the coolest fucking team in the NFL.
Yeah.
The Green
Yeah.
Bay Packers
The history's
are
cool as
the
fuck.
coolest team in the NFL. They're fucking awesome.
Lambeau Field.
They
dope.
have like probably the coolest history of any NFL team.
publicly
they're-
owned or
They're low
community
key.
owned.
They're low key one of the teams that wins the most of any team in the NFL, which
Yeah.
people don't talk about very often. They also low key, well, I would actually say high key, over the last 30 years have had 3 of the legitimate best quarterbacks of all time back to fucking back, which is insane.
Yeah.
Well,
They're
hold
very
on.
good with
Let
their
me
QB
think about that
picks.
actually.
Jordan Love might not
Yeah,
get
okay,
there.
let's
but
say
yeah.
2.
So
I was tripping.
Favre,
I was
Love is
imagining
solid.
I was
Mhm.
imagining Aaron Rodgers twice for some reason. I don't know why I did that. So 2
Aaron's
of the best
dope.
quarterbacks back.
Big pert guy, I love him.
Because Brett Favre is goaded. Aaron Rodgers is goaded.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nah, the only problem though is with putting Wisconsin in S tier, which I could see the argument for. I still think Illinois is better
In Wisconsin.
than Wisconsin.
I think Chicago is definitely. It
Illinois,
holds so
the
much
thing
more.
is, Illinois is only Chicago.
Yeah.
Whereas Wisconsin's almost the entirety of the state
That's
is
what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
cool.
That's true.
Escanaba, dude, is
Yeah.
is that even? Fuck, that's Michigan technically, but
Yeah.
like that upper north area of. I had a brand new appreciation for Wisconsin too when we went on our friend's bachelor
Oh,
party
yeah,
and
you
I
went
drove
there.
up
Yep.
from Chicago.
Yep.
Dude, one of the best drives I've
Yeah.
ever driven. Like it was so beautiful, dude.
Land,
And
a
then
lot of
like
lakes and
getting up to northern Wisconsin and just
Iron
that
Mountains through
perfect
there?
transition into
Yeah.
Michigan. Dude, I don't know, man. Wisconsin. I think if there's any other state in this list
okay.
that's getting ass, it's Wisconsin.
I'll tell you what. If all the Wisconsin people at home can acknowledge that the UP does belong to us, and
It
it, should
does,
always
though.
be
Yeah, I
us,
think they
which
do.
it is,
I think they do, yeah.
we can put them in S.
But I think they do. That's the thing.
We can put them in S.
I've never met I've never met a Wisconsinite who was like, "Oh,
I've
we,
met a
we
couple.
deserve the UP."
I've met a couple people that say the UP
Really?
should belong to Wisconsin because their borders there. But I mean, we built the fucking bridge. Like we're connected to it too. But if you guys at home can acknowledge that, I'll put Wisconsin in S tier.
Okay, well, we'll leave it for now, Kramer.
Yeah. No, I'm good with that.
Okay.
Illinois just needs more besides Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If there were
I
some other
agree.
really cool parts of Illinois, yeah, easy S. Easy. Chicago's probably the best city in the entire country. So
Okay, last, maybe least, Minnesota. Thoughts?
you're a fucking Minnesota hater.
I'm gonna hold my tongue for a minute.
Okay, well I've gone like
Give it-
first
give her
every time,
thoughts.
so I'm gonna
Give her a thought.
defer
Kramer,
to you guys. over
Kramer,
there.
it's up to you.
Minnesota's a tough one. I really I don't know too much about it outside of the 10,000 lakes, 1,000 lakes.
Mhm. A lot of
I
lakes.
know my uncle talks about snowmobiling there very fondly. Prince is from there.
Mm.
So there's all good things, but outside of that, I think it's relatively unremarkable.
Mm.
It's a very strong Democrat hub, which is interesting to me.
In Minneapolis for sure.
It is interesting. Yeah, it's
The
really
ice-
the Twin
ice raids
Cities.
went on recently.
Yeah. Evan.
I was originally thinking low A for Minnesota.
Mm.
I really love the St. Paul, Minneapolis area. The north of Minnesota is like the exact same as the UP for us. Oh, what the fuck? Hope it comes back.
Big Minnesota's coming to fucking get us.
Big Minnesota. I was originally thinking low A. I think Minnesota's for sure better than Ohio. I think it's probably worse than Illinois and Wisconsin though. I really like northern Minnesota. Mall of America is pretty cool. And I like the Minneapolis St. Paul regions a lot. It's also another beer culture. They're very similar to us too. They're a little more Norse, I
I
suppose.
was gonna say they're craftier than us.
They are a little craftier.
Like
The
elves,
Somalians,
like elves.
the Somalians
Yeah, they're a little
tried
Sawyer
playing
than
their
us,
hand
no
there.
offense.
The Somalians tried, but they failed as they were stricken
They did- I
down
mean, they
to
did
the
a pretty
ground.
good fucking job.
They,
for a
did, they
while.
got lots of money. So that's kind of fucking retarded. What the hell, Minnesota? How the fuck did you guys not
Yeah.
snuff that out?
Me and Kramer are getting cozy over here.
I'm gonna say low A, lowest of the A's.
Okay. I can get behind that. I would say either low A or high B. And here's the thing: I've got actually personal beef with Minnesota because that fucking 10,000 Lakes thing, which I think is so fucking stupid. They stole the title of like Land of the Lakes or whatever, State of the Lake,
Yeah.
like the Lake State, whatever the fuck title they have, which is
From us,
bullshit.
basically.
But 2 of the nicest people I've ever met, 3 of the nicest people I've ever met in my life. No, 2 of them. I'm trying to remember. 2 of the nicest people I've ever met in my life, at least, were from Minnesota.
Okay.
So, and they were, and
Yeah.
one of them was like a giant hockey fan. I'm not gonna say his name. He knows who he is. Giant hockey fan. acclimated immediately to Michigan when I met him. Like it's like very much it's another one of it's like a cousin of ours. I wouldn't say it's his brother or sister. It's a cousin.
Yeah.
And I do think that Minnesota, in a lot of ways, embodies the best parts of Michigan and the best parts of Wisconsin, but they almost do it in a performative way.
A little
and that's
gay,
why
a little gay way.
I'll concede. I think that they deserve to be in.
So you could
bottom
think
A.
your highest B.
But Cramer,
Yeah.
you are the deciding vote. I would say, what do you think, A or B?
I would say high B, so put
Okay.
him in front of Ohio.
Okay.
Let's do it.
That's fine.
All right, so there you have it. This is the definitive, as done by experts in the field.
Yes. Screenshot
definitive.
this. Send it to your friends.
Definitive Midwestern state ranking with zero bias, of course.
I've
Michigan
zero
is
bias.
so
I've
on
lived
the
in all
top.
of these states. I've for at least
Couple
20,
of
20 years apiece.
Yeah. 20 years apiece.
So I'm the most unbiased person on this, and yeah, that's for sure accurate. I mean, okay. I do think Nebraska should go to not Midwest, but we'll leave it there. That's the only amendment I'd like to make to this is dropping Nebraska to not Midwest.
Yeah.
I can understand that. Like I said, if it's not Midwest, that's okay. If it is, then I would actually put it in a C. But that's
Okay.
just me.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, then we'll leave it for now.
Yeah, leave it. It's
We'll leave
a
it.
halfway. It's in a halfway
It's
home
in
right
concrete.
now.
It's been put in concrete. I've
Yeah.
already.
Okay. So
I've already ordered shirts.
All right. Definitive.
Cramer.
There is one state though I think is missing, and I know you went by the book, but
The state
I
of the
would
union.
add
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania.
Yeah. Okay.
No way.
When I think of Midwest, I don't think of this government bullshit stuff. I think of if your state is touching one of the Great Lakes,
Yeah.
I would classify you as a Midwest
That's
state.
New York too.
So I would include New York as well.
What?
But
I couldn't
but
include
only
New
the
York.
Albany side. I would cut New York in half, and I'd be like, oh, okay.
Yeah, but then you can't fucking do that.
I mean, you can't. So that's why I wouldn't, because New York City is way too overwhelming. But
You had an argument and you blew it.
no.
Nah, you had an argument. And you blew it, bro.
I think culturally Albany, that part of that region of upstate New York is more
Yeah, like the
Midwest.
Adirondacks area.
Is more Midwest than multiple states on this.
Oh, I can agree with that. But at the end of the day, though, you got to think about it. You got to take all preconceived notions away and just imagine it in your head as far as the cultural zeitgeist. And Pennsylvania and New York are absolutely East Coast states.
Yeah.
They're
What
absolutely.
about Pittsburgh?
But it's just the cities. That's the
Pittsburgh
thing.
is absolutely though like an
That's a-
people. They
I don't know.
identify themselves heavily as now. Are they Midwestern as fuck? Yes, but they don't like culturally speaking. They identify themselves. They're very proud of being on the east side of the country. They really are.
Yeah.
They are.
My ideal solution would be, if we're ranking it, to cut New York in half, Pennsylvania in half, with the sides that touch the Great Lakes. And those I would want to classify as a Midwestern state.
Yeah.
And I'd probably put them pretty high up on these lists because I
In a
like both the
perfect
states
world.
a lot. In a perfect world.
Yeah.
Sure, you can't do that again.
No, and I agree with you guys both. Actually, in a perfect world, I think definitely Pennsylvania should
fuck?
be in there. My computer's fucking
well, okay.
shitting.
It's a swing
Pennsylvania.
state, and all of the Midwestern
That's
states
true.
are swing
That
states
is true.
except Minnesota.
That is true. So I guess to our Pennsylvania fans,
Yeah.
maybe we should do an honorary temporary ranking. It's not official on this, but I would think high A.
Yeah, I would put them in high.
I'd put them high A. I don't know.
Penn?
I'd probably put them between Illinois.
Michael Vick was on the Eagles too.
I'd put them just below Illinois. I think I'd put them lowest of the A's.
Yeah, you got both Pittsburgh and Philly in there, if you count the whole state. So
Yeah.
But they do have the most annoying.
The Eagles.
Yeah, no, I wasn't gonna say the most. Yeah, no, actually, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of like the Eagles.
Yeah.
I do. I don't mind it when they win the Super Bowl because their coach looks like he's an alcoholic.
True.
And I feel bad for him. I want him to
Nick
win because I
Sirianni.
want him to quit drinking.
Yeah.
I just want
I
him to
think
not have stress in his life.
I like the fact that they're NFC team. I think NFC is like the cool fucking like grunt labor.
It does feel like that for sure.
Like
AFC
teams.
definitely, and I think you know what's funny. I'm reading that book in the NFL, and it's like that when the AFL was like coming around, the NFL was really trying to like push that they were like yuppies, and I think that
Oh.
mentality is still so ingrained
In the AFL.
in the AFC versus the NFC.
Yeah.
It's very funny.
Yeah.
When
When I think of the AFC, I just think of like fucking like new money Cali teams. You
Yeah.
know? Like just like gay shit like that.
which is funny. Yeah.
When I think of football, I think of fucking hardworking steel cities that are just fucking dudes in factories and then enjoy their weekends on the lake. You know.
just sweaty dudes in
Just
factories,
sweaty,
taking off their
sweaty,
shirts,
big dick,
wrestling
dude.
each other. God damn.
never winning in football.
Never winning shit, but producing everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The fucking Lions
The most
mentality.
fucked up. Yeah.
Bro,
So,
I was,
okay, yeah.
hold on. I think this is sorry, not to derail everything, but in the research of Detroit, I was just realizing I didn't realize how fucked like when we were kids that Detroit was like obviously Detroit was in a bad state, but I didn't realize how fucking bad they were. Like I'm not even talking like the city economically. I'm talking like everything hit at the same time. Like Detroit declared bankruptcy in what 2012, 2013, and we had our fucking 0-16 season in like 20. When was that? That was like 20 fucking.
12?
Yeah, I wouldn't know.
Yeah, it was like 20 or 2015 or something. But it was like right there.
Yeah.
So we had like
They were
the
the shit. Yeah, they were in the
shittiest. We were the
shitter.
shittiest football team in the league.
Yeah, you can only go up from
It's
there.
like every fucking thing was going wrong. This fucking
what the
screen,
fuck?
bro.
Why is it doing it all of a sudden?
I don't know.
The Detroit Tigers fell off in 2008-ish.
Yeah, the fucking Red Wings.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Dude.
started sucking ass.
Like everything, which all makes sense because obviously a lot of this has to do with money. But the way the NFL works is like you're supposed to be a shitty city and still.
Yeah.
I mean, like look at Green Bay. Green Bay's not. They don't have a high GDP.
Yeah.
And it's like they're doing just fine. But it's like you're supposed to be able to do that. But the Detroit Lions were just everything in Detroit was running at the worst fucking way that it could
all
have
caved in.
been. Like,
That's why I think it was planned, bro.
Dude, you gotta watch that documentary about firefighters that I was
I
texting
will.
you guys
Yeah, I
about.
will.
It is
Probably tomorrow.
unbelievably good, dude. Like unbelievably good. It's so good.
That was owned by
Yeah.
the Fords too, the Lions.
Oh, true.
The,
Yeah.
the Fords got fucking hit on all fronts. Dude.
Sheila.
Yeah,
It was a widespread attack.
Miss Sheila. Is she still
My
the owner?
Sheila.
The Lions are fucked, huh?
My Sheila. Yeah, dude. Yeah, should we talk about Terrion real quick?
Oh my
Oh,
god, yeah.
yeah.
We should. Oh, I should have put that in the fucking news segment. I didn't
Your
think
news
about that.
section sucked ass, bro.
I had Jelly
You had
Roll.
nothing relevant in that bit. No GTA 6.
Dude, you
fucking shit.
try googling. Have you ever tried this? Try googling like top news stories. It is fucking pure garbage.
You got a
It's
Bing
insane.
search. You got a Bing search. Yahoo search.
Oh my god, Bing. Yeah,
Doctor Mr. Jeeves, Dr. Jeeves.
Dr. G.
Yeah, Dr. Zhivago.
Ask Jeeves. Ask Jeeves.
I was saying Dr. Zhivago. Yeah.
Yeah. Trivago.
Trivago, yeah.
Trivago.
Hotel,
My ass
hotel,
blew out. I
hotel,
took
hotel,
Trivago.
hotel. Yeah, fucking. Anyway, sorry. Yeah, our dearly beloved friend of the pod, Tyrion Arnold.
Tyrion,
everybody.
we were gonna have him at the end of this fucking show season, but he's gonna be in prison now.
He actually committed to next week's episode.
Yeah.
He was really excited to get on. He said he
Nice.
prepped for hours, but he's going to prison for life. So
He was gonna. Yeah.
well, we don't know that yet, but on the bright side, I saw a picture of him in the courthouse, and he looked fucking
Fly.
super jacked.
Okay.
He was wearing like a sleeveless shirt, and he looked really
He's
jacked.
building
So he
himself
was
up for
he was
prison
in
time.
shape for the
Okay.
season. So he probably would have had a very good season.
I mean, I don't think Detroit's got very good lawyers. So
I
I think he's looking at minimum 30 years.
Wow. Well, it's in Florida.
Oh, he's getting tried in
Florida has
that's
really
right.
good lawyers. Because Kodak Black keeps getting
There's
out
not a lot of
prison
Jewish
somehow.
people in Florida, dude.
He's
What?
addicted to
You
crack.
gotta get
In
tried.
Florida?
Yeah, they're mostly like Anglo white people.
I don't know, dude. I think Anglos make good lawyers.
I believe
Anyway.
people
Yeah.
of all colors can make a good lawyer.
I
but
don't.
That's just me.
I don't at all.
Kramer,
I do not want to have an Albanian lawyer, bro.
But really, like
Hell no.
Tyrion Arnold is
I
just
suppose
like
they're white, but
indicative of the Detroit culture as a whole. Obviously,
Yeah.
just players that would do terrible, terrible things. You know.
but it's interesting. I read after.
get the fuck out of here. This guy's trying to.
No,
fucking-
I
he's from
read.
dude,
I was reading about
this
Tyrion.
guy's a Chicago Bears fan, though.
He is.
Chirac.
But I looked at- the Bears
Yeah.
are cool. Chirac. But okay. I read after I heard about the Terrion news is that apparently the Detroit Lions have the lowest incarceration rate of players in the entire NFL, meaning that they face like the least prison sentencing out of all the teams in the NFL.
Get fucked.
So I don't agree
What
with
do you have to say
I
to
don't
that?
think.
What do you have to
Well,
say to
I have to
No,
say
dude.
that
That's
they have
bullshit.
really good lawyers.
That's
in
really
Detroit.
good. Shit, that is a good counterpoint. You got me in a
that?
box there.
Yeah,
Shit.
Fuck.
So yeah, I hope Terrion doesn't break that streak of having like no criminal charges against your players.
99 days without an incident.
Fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah,
I
rest
mean,
in peace, Tyrion.
Was
I
he
don't know
really our
why the fuck-
CB1? I don't know. He wasn't playing like it. But our entire cornerback room is just fucked.
Yeah.
Our entire CB room is
I mean, we got rid of
fucked.
like the only guy I actually liked in our back.
Carlton Davis III.
Yes.
I love
the
that
only
dude.
fucking guy I liked. We
Why
got
the
rid
fuck
of.
Patriots? But he put Patriots, didn't he?
Yeah, and he
Yeah, like, what
fucking
the
went to a
fuck?
Super Bowl immediately.
Yeah,
and
it's
he
like-
like played very well. He
I
was doing
love
excellent.
Carlton Davis. He was balling.
I don't know why the fuck
out.
we do this shit, but I'm honestly starting to lose faith in Dan Campbell. But that you didn't hear that from me.
I think it had more so to do with the finance side of things. I think he was facing like a promotion. Like he had to get paid more.
What would Henry Ford do, Evan?
Henry Ford would have fucking dominated everybody.
Henry Ford would have given him that promotion.
Henry Ford would have given Carlton Davis III the money, but we don't have Henry Ford anymore.
Unless he was racist. I don't know. We'll have to Google.
You're not
search
Henry
that.
Ford. You're Henry Ford the second, or whatever the Lamborghini Italian WAP said. Oh, excuse me.
Yo, fucking first slur in the chat.
Was it?
I don't know.
A
I mean,
wop?
I
I
hope
don't
so.
Yeah, it's a fun word. I like saying WAP.
Anyway, all right, guys. Well, I feel
I like Italians.
we're approaching the midnight hour. So
Are we really? Good lord.
Good
Good
conversation.
Lord, are you really?
To recap, Henry Ford, the most prominent figure, well, maybe the most important figure in American history since George Washington. I
Since
think
the OG.
we fairly agreed with that.
Yeah, unanimous.
As far as the opinion on, I think that was my cat.
I hope not. I
Getting
think she
in a
went
fucking
inside.
fight. Anyway, what was the other thing?
Detroit
Oh, the collapse of Detroit was the most important event
since Civil War.
since the Civil War. I don't know if it was unanimous, but I will say it was. He made a very good argument. Jelly Roll's getting divorced. The M&Ms are losing two of their colors. Fallen comrades. First Casualty of Wars is innocent,
Yeah.
and we've
I miss the high
officially-
heels and green M&M.
Yeah, Evan's very attracted to that Eminem. That's fucked.
That shit was so stupid.
No, that shit
It's
actually really
fucked.
was fucked up that they tried to like sexify M&Ms. They really just be trying to fucking. Anyway,
How the fuck are you gonna know it's a woman now? Does she wear lipstick anymore?
Yeah.
what a sad fucking world we live in, dude.
I thought the women M&M's
I can't keep them
tasted the
straight.
best.
I'm walking on fucking landmines out here. I'm playing Minesweeper with fucking bodies, dude. I don't know who's who.
Yeah, that's,
All I see is bodies.
Oh,
yeah, that's sad. Sad shit. Anyway, I think that
Yeah.
I think that covered it. I don't know. I'm trying to remember what else we talked about.
The over under, some interesting things.
yeah,
Saw some bridges, bananas. We like the phallic object fruits. It sounded like.
correct.
Detroit Lions are mostly thugs.
Yeah, they're all fucking monsters. Arrest them all.
Correct. Correct. Only a thug would have a Detroit Lions flag hanging from his in his garage.
True.
Only a true bastard.
Yeah.
Yes, and then
Next to the ISIS flag. You guys can't see it on camera.
yeah,
Yeah,
there's
the ice-
yeah.
I've got ISIS. I've got the Israeli flag. I've got
And with
I've
the
got,
Mossad flag.
yeah. I've got the fucking the Rhodesian flag.
Rhodesia.
Yeah,
I'm from Rhodesia.
I watched a good documentary on
Zimbabwe
Rhodesia.
now. They're all good documentaries.
Yeah, it
Rhodesia's
was
so
good.
cool.
It was good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll call it there. We will see you guys next week.
Yes.
Thank you for tuning in.
Yes, sir.
Godspeed, Spider-Man.
Yes. Peace out.